So hello everyone and welcome back to some more Morrowind. I played a little bit on this on my own, just for the reason that we kind of already did alchemy and so on before after all, so I felt it was nice to at least get some alchemy done then, while I was just, well, not recording, considering we did stuff that we then just had to go back on. We didn't even get a skull. Another skull. There was a servant skull when we actually were here before, but there wasn't a servant skull anymore, and those items kind of changed, which is very unfortunate. But I did also notice a key in here, so I shall be going and picking that up. And yeah, it's way too hot in Finland at the moment. Way too freaking hot. Hot stuff. Are hot jokes inappropriate at the moment? I don't know. It's never more appropriate. In fact, it's so hot that I'll grab a beer real quick to cool down. Yeah, I would want something cool all the time. I've been at least, or I have some ice cubes in the freezer, so that's at least nice. It's like winter in southern China. I feel for you guys. Well, it's nice that you at least feel for us when we suffer too loudly. I think I picked up all the books that I really wanted. Yeah, I think so. Maybe I should start by reading a book. What book would be good to read? Should I read The Vampires in Vardenville? No, what was the book series that I picked up? Was it that one? Here it is, the course preparations one. First volume, second volume, and third volume. Let's read them through, right? After all, why not? In this hot weather, it's very important to preserve yourself too, so preparations. Never been so cold because the houses aren't built for winter, only summer. Whereas you have the opposite problem, yeah? Have you been sitting inside the whole week? Trying to be hiding from the hot weather, yes, at least some degree. Yeah, I've got a ceiling fan in the bedroom for survival's sake. I only had a ceiling fan in Australia. I have no ceiling fan, so what I do is at least keep the freaking balcony door open the full night. Not that it helps a lot when it's still over 20 degrees here, even in the freaking night. So it's never really getting very cool at all. And then taking cold showers and such, at least. For heat waves of 35 plus for a week. Ugh, that's too much. But our houses aren't built to keep in the heat. Too hot. Anyways, preparations. Not sure how long these books are. Long enough, I'd say. On the preparations of the corpse, volume 1. The acquisition of the corpse. While the arts of necromancy are only illegal in the province of Morrowind, few citizens of the Empire have an enlightened view of our art. Thus, the acquisition of corpses on which to experiment is often difficult. In Cyrodiil, a few necromancers who have served the Empire are given the corpses of criminals and traitors to use legally. This provides those who have acquired such a post with a fresh supply of corpses, most of them young, strong, and intact. Well, say whatever you will, I'm loving it. Well, good that you love it then. I don't. I over 20 is fine, as long as I can cool the place down in the night time. But having the full week this hot is a little bit too much for me, personally. And yes, contrarian for sure. In Morrowind, the outlawing of necromancy would make its practice impossible were it not for the fortunate institution of slavery. While the temple will investigate obvious signs of necromancy, such as hastily emptied graves or ash stolen from one of their ash pits, a careful and discreet necromancer can thrive in Morrowind by taking slaves at a modest rate. Most will assume the slave escaped or died in the ashlands. I'm glad you enjoy it, yes. Poor little snowflake is melting. Yeah, well, my picture is a snowflake too, so it's an accurate description. I'm melting away. It's like a snowman in a summertime, pretty much. I was thinking about something else too, but anyways, at least I think tomorrow should at least rain, so that should help the situation a little bit. We'll see. Though, of course, if it's thunderstorm, well, we'll see. We'll see. Was a bit worried Snowflake was too politically charged. Well, it could be, but it's still... After all, my picture is a snowflake, so it's still accurate. Even if there is the triggered snowflake stuff and so on, but my picture is as it is. It came about before since a time that was a idea or a concept. Feeling of waiting for rain. Yes, with anticipation. I like rain. I like rain. Thunderstorm. Well, I kind of like that too, but of course here I don't have to be that concerned about it. I remember still when as a kid you had to take all the power outlets off, and most of my computers had some issues that came because of thunderstorms. Like one computer works otherwise still perfectly, other than I do not know why, but it just couldn't at the time anymore connect to the internet, like it was a 2002 computer or something like that. Around those times it got struck in the lightning. We even changed the card that is supposedly for the internet connection, but it didn't matter. It still can't connect into anywhere like that. I assume it's in the motherboard, just one in a very specific spot problem, but it doesn't affect anything else, so I don't know. She mentioned a snowflake reminded me I saw the older version of Kide's profile picture on a wall at some construction site. It even read Kide under it. Construction site? But yeah, the older picture I changed because one person asked me were I a Jew, which I very much am not. I'm not really religious anyways, so I thought it accurate to change it a little bit into a better picture of a snowflake rather than have it as it used to be. It rained here last night. It was warm rain though. Telephone lines were terrible for thunderstorms, yeah. I didn't have my camera on me, unfortunately. I saw it while cycling around town. Okay, that's weird. Thunderstorms, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the logo of some company. Yeah, probably then, because I don't really know what that all is then. You gotta take a picture of it at some point and send it to me so I can see it. But I do think that there was some Kide Corporation too, or something. I don't remember just what it is, but the specific picture that I had previously on my channel was too much like a Jewish star. Anyways, for all your bot friends' needs. Totally. Anyways, finding suitable corpses in Black March is nearly impossible due to their rapid decay. There are also diseases, Argonian tribesmen, and other difficulties that must be dealt with. I know of only a few slowed necromancers who operate successfully in Black March, and even they stay near the coast. While the forest of Elsewhere pose some of the same problems as those of Black March, the deserts preserve corpses for hundreds of years in a way that requires very little preparation. Gashid of the desert tribes are often buried with only a small cairn of stones, which are easy to find and uncover. The Gashid show remarkable enlightening indifference to graves being uncovered. It's interesting. It is said that in the port of Senchal, one may purchase anything one desires. This is true if you desire fresh corpses. Alrighty. While few Bosmer perform arcade rituals when burying the dead, the more primitive Bosmer still practice cannibalism upon their enemies, which reduces the number of available corpses. Understandable. As would be expected from such a backwards people, they have an intolerance of necromancy that goes beyond all reason. Many necromancers who practice our arts in Valen would become one with the trees themselves. Interesting. Somerset Isle is even worse in some ways. Some Altmer born into the most respected noble and scholarly families are actually allowed to study the dead in the open. Their research, however, seems to be centered on finding ways to extend their lives even further rather than the more practical uses of our art. A necromancer of any other race caught in Somerset Isle can expect the worst possible punishments. Essential for all your cadaver needs. Yeah, for sure. In Hammerfell, where worship of Arcane is the strongest, the dead are almost always subject to Arcane's law. There are exceptions after large battles or in remote areas where death occurs far from meddlesome priests. Fortunately, the dangerous terrain and creatures in the deserts and mountains of Hammerfell makes the acquisition of corpses possible. Though they are often in poor condition and require special care in preparation. The newly formed Orsinium presents a unique opportunity. As you know, orc corpses are among the most sought after for the durability of their skin and the strength of their bones. If King Kortvok will listen to reason, we could offer the services of our art in defense of his young nation in exchange for disposing of the orcish dead. A mutually beneficial arrangement as such. I'm sure the orcs will agree. To this end, a delegation has been sent to Orsinium, though we have not yet heard any word of the state of these negotiations. In my native High Rock, traditions dating back to the Witch Kings and nomadic horsemen mandate cremation of the dead. This is practiced almost without exception in the north, though an imperial burial in a tomb or city cemetery is more common in the south. There are still many corpses easily taken from the battlefields of the War of Petony and the lawless times that followed. There are even rumors that King Cottrit of Daggerfall may institute the imperial practice of donating the corpses of criminals for necromantic study as a deterrent to the bandits and pirates that still threaten the Iliac Bay. In Skyrim, the cold weather and isolated terrain allows a few necromancers to operate freely. Alas, the availability of corpses is limited to Nords who die from exposure or in battle. While the cold is preservative, the snow makes these corpses difficult to find. More research dedicated to the magical detection of corpses would be invaluable to the necromancers of Skyrim. The Sloth are the most famous necromancers, but little is known of their native tribes. In Tamriel, Sloth only practice necromancy on other races. It is uncertain whether this is true in Thras as well. If so, it would explain the number of slaves that are purchased in Tyr by Sloth merchants, and the rumors of Sloth airships carrying corpses from Senchal. These difficulties lead many necromancers to create their own corpses. While I prefer to work with those who have died a natural death, a more expedient approach is sometimes necessary to further the study of the art. While the arts of necromancy can't be practiced on animals, such experiments rarely produce interesting results. The servant's ability to follow directions seems to be related to the subject's intelligence in life. While raising the corpse of a man, elf, or beastman can produce a useful servant, the corpses of animals produce mere guard dogs at best. Often a raised animal is unable to distinguish its master from the rest of the living, and many amateur practitioners have been torn apart by the animal servants they created. Let such stories be a lesson to you. Well, did you learn anything new by this? This is starting to sound like an assembly line factory business. A little bit of a commonality in there, for sure. A little bit. Well, Corpse Preparation, Volume 2. On the preparation of the corpse volume 2, the skeletal corpse. When raising a skeleton a servant, it is most important that the body of the skeleton would be complete. If the skeleton is missing crucial bones, the results can be frustrating. One should only attempt to raise skeletons when you are sure that all or nearly all the bones are present. While the magic involved in raising a skeleton will assemble the bones in the proper order, skeletons may be strengthened considerably by the addition of support on their joints. The most common are leather straps that bind the bones together more tightly. Some practitioners also try metal spikes are between the joints, which is more expensive and time-consuming, but they protect the servant where it is weakest. The details of this are unimportant, as even an amateur can strengthen a skeleton significantly. Only practice will reveal the best method of binding and reinforcing the skeletal servant. Amateurs often make the mistake of binding the bones too tightly, limiting the skeleton's movement and making it useless. Again, only practice can give the necessary experience in these matters, though it is best to err towards tight bindings. One may always loosen them at a later date. One more note to the student. While most undead can be raised again and again, skeletons are often damaged in ways that make raising them again impossible. This is another reason that care should be given to the skeleton's preparations. Too many young necromancers raise every skeleton they see with little or no preparation at all. Given the difficulty of obtaining corpses, this kind of inefficiency cannot be tolerated. Just so you know. Cannot be tolerated. Necromancy to daily grind. Did some googling. Apparently the logo I saw belongs to a company called Kide Systems. I guess they were just doing some renovations to it. Yeah, I guess so. Kide Systems. This has a weird name too. What did they actually do? I don't remember. What did they do? Kide Systems. Do tell. What do they exactly do? Lawsuit incoming. Well, on the other hand, I do have Kide Russia, so it's not exactly the same. I don't have Kide Systems or Kide Rustems, even if I would replace the S with the R letter. But anyways, last of the corpse preparations. Not that long even. Clinical imagining. On the preparations of the corpse volume 3, the fresh corpse. Kide System specializes in delivering solutions for clinical imagining. Our solutions are offering excellent usability and performance. Well, good luck to them in that Kide System. It's not my Kide System though. Okay. Fresh and decayed corpses are those that still have flesh upon them. If their decay is advanced, or if you wish a skeletal servant instead, place the corpse along a coast or in a swamp or marsh. Animals are the necromancer's greatest allies when it comes to stripping the flesh from a corpse. The ravenous mud crabs of Morrowind can strip a corpse down to its bones in a matter of days. Lesser crabs in other provinces can do the same in a matter of weeks. If you wish to create a zombie servant, one need only bring the corpse to a suitable site and enact the proper rituals. However, there are a few tips that a young necromancer might want to know. For instance, a decayed servant may be raised many times, even if they have been dismembered by those who do not appreciate our art. If one of your servants comes to an unfortunate end, you may raise the servant again by carefully gathering as many parts as you can find, binding the bones with leather straps and sewing the flesh, if it is not too decayed, with catgut. Your servant may be weaker each time this is done, but with care and maintenance, one may raise zombies dozens of times. However, creating a mere zombie is a method best left to lazy or desperate practitioners. With only a bit more time and effort, one may create a far more useful mummified servant. The first step to creating a mummified servant is to soak the decaying corpse in a bath of salt or natron for at least 1 month. This will halt the decay of the corpse, and if the corpse is fresh enough to have an unpleasant odor, the salts will remove that as well. In a moist climate such as Argonian or Thras, you may have to apply more salts if they become saturated. Some necromancers remove the vital organs before or after this process, but I have never found any practical reason for doing this. The next step is to wrap the servant in cloth or linen. This will further preserve the body against decay and, if done properly, will offer some protection as well. Do not worry, the corpse seems too stiff or desiccated to be a useful servant. The proper rituals will imbue the mummified corpse with the strength to move itself. Most importantly, you will have a much stronger servant who will follow your commands with more independence and understanding. So there, we learned something new. Something new every day about how to make good mummified servants. Aren't you happy about that? Okay, let's go and explore the other areas of this place then, I'd say. You just hang there, I guess. I wonder if you would be mad if I opened this door. Not that there seems to be necessarily anything that important there. Not really. Doesn't really look like it. I can even try to loot the drawer from here, which is kind of funny. Closet. Open. Doesn't seem that there's anything inside, so why should I even bother trying to get into there? So this is the outside, right? Yes. So let's explore the other places. Damn zombies taking jobs. Totally. Yes. Everyone has problems because of zombies. Not quite sure what it was that I heard, but it was something. This is interesting. Why? Well, there's quite a few little skeletal. What were those called? I don't remember their names. And there's one of those mummy kind of things too. We could open the cell door into there if we wished. But I don't see a good reason to do that, at least quite yet. Quite yet. And there's a couple of zombies. This does seem to be a kind of a proper place, considering for our last discussion or the books that we read. Kind of seems to be a proper place to be discussing these things. Okay. That was a great ending to Shaun of the Dead. That's true. Shaun of the Dead was great. And like trying to think, I don't think I've seen that. There's too many, especially movies and such. I've watched way too few. Or another meat. Okay. Or another egg. Fine. I'm not even sure what this or nada is, but cooked rat meat. Then some bread. Guar meat. Quama meat. Broken bottle. More bottles. Free estates wine. It gives you burden, by the way. Be careful about what you drink, because some of them may burden you. Specifically drinks of that nature. Just saying, as a warning. Well, doesn't seem that there's much in any of these things. It is fine, I guess. More kakuri meat then, and or another meat. This is a little bit too much. All of those are relatively good ingredients as such, but I definitely couldn't carry all of them at the moment. So I guess I'll pick a few of them. Well, I used the key to the riches area. They weren't very difficult though. But after all, these zombies were supposed to be pretty bad. Or mummy. This is supposed to be a pretty good thing. Mummy hard. Resist frost, I guess I can put to use. I wonder how a mummy will work if I take their heart. How well will they still work as a subject? I wonder. If that will be restored, then how would it work after that? I would prefer to kill you. How many of you were there? I'm not sure. Skeleton Warlord. You got nothing on me though. Skeleton Warlord. Bone Meal. Silver Dagger. You got a little bit of a Lesser Soul Gem. Hello. Blake Bearer Bone Lord. Oh. No, you're not anymore. Well, this is the hall that the experiments were more or less experimental subjects. I don't know if I care to go and kill those. They're just there. What have they actually done to me? Is this just this sort of a place I just go and kill someone else's experiments? Let's at least leave those alive. I don't need to kill them. What reason do I have to kill them? Well, this was a lot smaller place than I expected. A lot smaller place than considering there's like nothing, no more reason to be there. From my point of view anyways. And there wasn't really anything in here. You only talk about the trap. What trap? But this is such a small place. I haven't met any traps. What are you talking about? I do not get you. I do not understand. Oh well, I guess I'll be moving out then. I don't see any good reason to stay, so... Why must it be so hot? Why? Tell me. Why must I suffer? Well, I guess we're just gonna be moving on then. Other than... guess I could have a small rest. A small... Well, apparently it's still already then too dark to actually continue on. Small rest always is in the... Why did I say that? Because then it's just going to be 1 hour. Rest. Hello. Why do you guys have to be doing that all the time when it's pretty useless? You aren't achieving anything with that. Was our Christmas movie for a long time here. There, okay, Shaun of the Dead as a Christmas movie. Interesting. Like, I'm trying to think about the name. It might be that I've seen it, but then I just don't recall the name. I'm bad with names. I've thought that at least before. Kinda looks nice, how the sun is coming from there. I'll ask the suicidal wildlife, you should see it. Yeah, probably yes. Let's practice our destruction skills a little bit, so that we can be well destructive. It's just that always, like, our magic goes down so quickly, that's the problem, really. The magic will never be enough, at all. I guess that's why I should be using way more of the actual, or get way higher willpower and all, so that I could actually use my magic way more efficiently. Or do I always have to use the potions to restore energy? You are kinda creepy. I don't like the look of you guys. You just feel unnatural. You don't seem to fit here. Just gonna say that is the honest truth from my point of view. Also Hot Fuzz by the same people. Might make you suckle. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Or well, I'll try to keep that in mind. Maybe you should be writing it to me on Steam then later on. Maybe. I'm bad with names, I told ya. I am bad with them. Don't see much otherwise here yet. It's a nice enough of a terrain as such. But otherwise can't say we see that much. Not sure, maybe I should go and explore into that direction so we see from that area. Oh yeah, you did need to come to this big tree, just because, well, it's right there. No, cool. Oh. Aw, no magic. I told you, magic is always gone. Can I actually hit you? Also you, Buck. Musk fly. Raw musk. Fine. I guess I'll pick some raw musk. Personally, I wasn't a fan of Hot Fuzz, but Paul was surprisingly fun. Oh yeah, by the way, you have played Psychonauts now with Sineku. What do you think about the game? Then, have you enjoyed it? Simon Pegg and Nick Frost got some decent movies. I've usually played games way more than watched movies anyways. So I just, generally speaking, haven't watched nearly as many movies or series overall, though. For sure. Those are Nick's house, right? I think so. All the way down there. This is too big of a tree. Why is it here? There should be something special with a tree this big. But I guess there isn't. It's just a tree on top here to mark the way to the unwary travelers and such. It's still a really big tree. Huh? We are right next to it now. We do see that Firewatch is right there as such. So it's actually pretty close by. Yeah, I've been dropping past Vissa's Psychonaut stream, but couldn't watch because I still have to play the classic. Yes, Psychonaut is lighthearted and fun. It has a dark side too, but it's been great. Good to know. It holds up though, yeah. Like, considering I was also considering playing it at some point, I couldn't really come and watch it after all if I wanna be playing it blind, so... But thought I would at least ask your opinion now. Now, in the meantime... Hello, Buck. Creepy Buck. Why do you look like that? I don't like bugs that look like you. Actually, those kind of bugs, if we would shrink this into a small size, they are some of the bugs that I hate the most, who look kind of like this, even though their eyes can't really look like that, but you know, if you would shrink this into an actual bug, small size bug. I don't actually dislike spiders, partially because of the fact that spiders in Finland are so small anyways. Kind of like spiders, Finnish spiders, when they're small, but those type of bugs, cockroaches and whatever those are now called in English, those I just can't stand. Once, or actually, well, it actually has happened twice in my parents' place, that when I've been trying to go to sleep, a freaking bug like that drops into my freaking bed when I'm about to go to sleep, and like it's just, I don't like it. I don't enjoy it at all. Recommended. I'm not great at 3D platforming though. Okay, Vistinekko. Yeah, I don't like it. Why does it have to happen? I hate ants. Not sure why. Okay, I don't hate ants. Apparently, I had a hard time hitting you. Then I accidentally already hit you. But ants are no problem. Sure, there were some ants that came into our bathroom in the hot summer times, but otherwise they were never a problem or an issue for me, any ants. But indeed, then the freaking those bugs that looked just like that one before, they just like dropping on my bed. Just no fun. I don't want freaking bugs on my bed. I remember when I first saw Hirvikärpänen. No one told me what they would look like, and that freaked me out a bit. Okay. I have no problem with any of the other bugs than just those those type of bugs specifically. What are you? I haven't seen you before, have I? Ah, you're an Ornata. I was questioning before what is Ornata meat, and apparently you are an Ornata. But you seem to be relatively peaceful and friendly, so I guess I won't be killing you for your meat. Just for wanting to get more of your meat or some sauce. So I shall not. Let's see. Yeah, let's just go and have a look into there. I guess after that I could be going to tell Owada. How should I say this? Owada? I don't know. But yeah, also Mäkäräinen can be very annoying if you're traveling more into East Finland, more in the forest East Finland. Smaller than just a mosquito. Very annoying ones. And of course, otherwise mosquitoes are annoying, but at least they don't nearly that often come to my home here, so it's more understandable that they're in the nature after all. So it's kind of okay. Oh, you're allergic to bees. Have you been stung by a bee then, at some point? I've never been stung by a bee. As a kid, I thought that they actually didn't want to stung me anyways, because I was saving all bees and stuff from waters. Like, when we had the water barrel, gathering rainwater, a lot of bees and other little insects of the like, bumblebees and just wasps too, went into those water barrels. I just saved them all. I put them into the flowers or on top of a well to dry up and all that. So I've saved a lot of them back when I was a kid. And I still haven't been stung, gladly enough. It's anaphylactic shock the next time probably. That is bad. Well, you definitely better not get stung by a bee. For sure. You should have saved more as a kid. Last time I accidentally stepped on a bee and my full leg swelled up. Yeah, that would be the... I know that sometimes that especially can happen if there's a one bee that is, for example, come inside and you don't even have idea that it's there and it happens to be just on the floor. My mother had a very bad time once because she was picking up berries, then she just wasn't careful enough to actually have a look that there was someone sitting in one of those berries. She just put it on her mouth already or threw it into her mouth with other berries, and yeah, there was a bee, and yeah, that wasn't good. She got stung into the lips basically, so yeah, should be fine. No, that would be horrible, yes. No eating bees, please. Well, she didn't try to eat the bee. It was an accident. The bee didn't try to probably stung her, I'm sure. It thought that it had to for self-protection. But, yep, accident. Of course. Well, I'm not sure how much there is in these sites of the rebuilt Tamriel, but I gotta go and try to check. I know where some water beast is trying to come to me, but it's fine. I'm out of the water so soon that I didn't see any purpose to go and specifically try to do water walking or be too worried about whatever enemy might have come to my direction. It's kind of like a path here actually. Into that direction, interestingly enough. Let's go into a path, sure. This is quite a pretty spot here. I had near-death experience with a bee a few days back. I was playing didgeridoo outside and one landed on my head. That's bad. Go on, near-death experience as a joke. Oh. Well, I played away and it eventually flew off. Crisis averted. Ah, okay, so it just was listening to you play some didgeridoo. It's all good. No problems. If you were super allergic, then that would have been quite the story. Yeah. That would be a little bit different for sure. A little bit different. I am actually very close. Isn't that like Delvani buildings, mushrooms? At least this looks like those buildings, so kinda interested to go and check it out too. I saw that there was someone at least there, yeah. You look so wrong, horned beetle. Go away. I don't wanna have anything to do with you. You look wrong. Absolutely wrong. I wanna see. There's definitely a boat and a statue, interestingly enough. Also, well, I guess I'll look into here quickly and then I'll go and have a look into those things. And the possible structures that I saw. But first into here, just for a little bit. Why has that tree been cut? Hey, there's a Seal Strider. I actually stumbled on the town here, didn't I? Interesting. Seal Strider all the way out here. I didn't expect to find one. What is this town supposed to be? I kind of like the architecture, like the rocky arc here. And then from top there, you can go into the Seal Strider. What's this city? What's this place? Bal Oira. Okay. Bal Oira, you say? So, what happens here in Bal Oira? Idana Felandus. Hello. Bal Oira is just a quiet, shoddy town. What brings you here, Dark Elf? Well, basically exploring just to tell about Bal Oira. But yeah, all jokes aside, I hope you don't run into Beast Gym. Yeah, totally. Though I was not used to bumblebees when I arrived in Germany, those giant fuckers gave me quite a fright. They're really cute. They're just cute little bumblebees. What's the problem with them? They don't hurt anybody. Unless you accidentally stand on them or something, but otherwise they don't hurt a thing. That's just cute. Little bumblebees. Kill it. No. Of course not. Kill it with fire. No. I saved them from the water trap that they got themselves in at my parents' place. They are cute, yes. Excuse me. They're cute. What's wrong with a little bumblebee? We have some basic services here, including a trader, a clothier, a baker, and even a tavern. We also have an Imperial Legion keep if you are interested in finding some work. Work. I don't really care to work for Imperials, but fine. At the Black Ochre Tavern. I have a problematic relationship with wildlife in any form. I'm sure you understand. Well, I understand because you come from Australia, which is actually full of a lot more dangerous wildlife, but they ain't really very much dangerous. Well, few dangerous wildlife only in really Finland, for example. You're queen of bugs, but we're just the mere mortals. Welcome to the Black Ochre Tavern, my lord. For beds, food and drinks, you should see yourself to downstairs. Why do you have it in downstairs, though? That's my next question. Why do you have your beds downstairs? But fine. If you must. Why is there upstairs? Then. My questions. Door and a door that is actually locked. Chest. Oh, it's a pretty big place. Yellow book. Sun's high. I was thinking that I haven't seen this. Sure, I'll pick that up, but I can't move it. I'll pick it up. What could I drop then instead? That's the question next. What could I drop that would be of enough value to drop? Potions, also plenty. Sure, I'll drop the filling. It's not like I plan to be using them a lot. Let's drop these. Resist paralysis, sure. They're not enough yet. Why cannot it be enough already? Those don't fade almost anything. Scamp skin is almost no fake too, which is kind of surprising. Raw class is actually quite a lot if I want to drop some raw class. To be honest, I don't think I need this much raw class. I'm replacing stuff for him so that he doesn't need to be thinking that he's being robbed. He's gonna get a lot of other stuff in return. Oh yeah, keep a bread. There you go. That's enough. Hello Satetenho, welcome to the stream as well. Hopefully you've been doing well this week. At least yesterday we played some more Divinity Original Sin, so that's good. Goose Snake is pretty much the only one, and even that's not extremely dangerous. Well, Punky is pretty dangerous, but of course it's very, very, very small. But I would count that as being pretty dangerous too, I'd say. You guys who can write Satetenho without autocomplete. Easy. It's actually a very understandable word. I'm happy fine, only my sleeping routine is total wreck. How about that heat? Just this heat makes me feel like it should be Christmas. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but of course, considering in Australia the Christmas usually is when it's really warm, so it's understandable. Yellow book. Yes, of course it's only dangerous because of the diseases it carries, but that makes it pretty dangerous, doesn't it? I think it is pretty dangerous, personally. Specifically, like, if you have cats or something, like dogs that can go into the outside too, it's very much a possibility that they will catch them. I remember how my mom had to be getting that thing out of our cats at times, which sucked, but yeah. I don't like them. I remember that forever. They don't always carry them. Of course, not always. But they can be dangerous. I wouldn't trust it, for sure. And I wouldn't want to be able to get any in me, for sure. But I don't remember how I should be saying it in English, for sure. That creature name. I'm going to get a bed. It's a possibility. Maybe I should get a bed. Maybe I should sell you some ingredients. Would you buy some raw glass? Hey, that's good. You don't have that much money though. So maybe not sell all of them. Maybe take at least half of them back. Take still one back, I guess. Fine. Seller max offer. There we go. Give me a bed for the night. Thank you. I guess I'll go and have a little bit of a rest. Not sure what place it was supposed to be that I had my room, but I'm hoping it's one of here. Yeah, it's this one, because this is now unlocked actually. Let's just put the door shut and rest for a bit and rest over the night, thank you. I would like that. I think that should be enough. I guess I should still just try to sleep like 1-2 hours. At least 1 hour more. Yeah, tick, okay. Ticks, yeah, ticks scare me. We don't really have them in Australia for some reason. It's kind of strange which things are and which things aren't in places. My poor dog had so many of them during her lifetime, yeah. Indeed, and our cats back in the day sometimes got them, and I remember how we had to try to get the full thing out of the skin and so on, so that's something lovely. Not enough water probably, maybe. My mother's dog used to have them all the time until we got him one of those magic collars that somehow repels them. I don't understand how. Okay, interesting. Force field, obviously. Totally, that is the obvious answer, of course. That is a force field, obviously. But of course that can be some new technology anyways, that can be then possible. But at least back in the day, we didn't know of anything of a like. Why does it have to be so freaking hot? Your channel has been updated? Oh. What? What's going on in here? This place was attacked by bugs? What did I write? When I reached Paloera, I found the town to be infested with musk flies. Well, no. I only discovered it after I had slept for 1 day. That's when I discovered that it's been infested by musk flies. It must be paid to locate them for dogs, cat's fur, yeah. It's pretty easy to just feel around, depends on the creature, yeah, but I kind of hate the idea of feeling around so that you can just feel if there's a freaking tick that you hate. 100%. All you musk flies, come to get a taste of my sword. Thank you. You. So many that I must destroy. All. So many. I don't know why, but this somehow reminded me now of the Serpent's Fly in Might and Magic 7 Start. Just because Serpent's Flies also kind of fly in the same manner type of way. Well, not quite, but for some reason that just came into my mind from this. Not sure why. So many. Destroy. Does seem that all the bugs are kind of just wanting to destroy us today, though. You guys are kind of slow. Can you be on top of each other even? I'm not sure. Well, they've been killed apparently. I believe I have killed all the musk flies in Paloera. Oh, that's nice. It is considering my dog cat long fur. Yeah, I would get it. I don't want to feel them. Yeah, I don't want to feel them. Sure, it can be done, but I don't like to do it for sure. I would prefer not to have to do such a thing. But of course, sometimes you would have to then. Specifically if there's no one else who wants to do it either, so one has to anyways. Clothing store, sure. Oh, let's visit the clothing store. The Swamp faction had them right. It was my favorite. Yeah, Swamp faction indeed has serpent flies. I like serpent flies, but in Might and Magic 7, when you actually had to fight against those enemies, they're not that fun, but as an enemy type. But otherwise, yeah, I like serpent flies. Serpent flies are so speedy and they can fly, so they are amazing troops in Hero of the Might and Magic 3 for sure. Love them. Or would you perhaps like to know what services we have to offer? What about the musk flies? They just started showing up recently. Tipera Roan is offering pretty hefty reward to anyone who can get rid of them. Tipera? My 5? You'll find her in the... Oh, Tipera Roan happens to be even your 5, and she happens to be in the keep. You'll find her in the keep, since she's the captain of the gods here. A Templar and a Knight Protector of the Empire. I'm proud of her. Well, good for you. Good for you being proud of your 5. You just kind of strangely say first Tipera Roan is offering, and then after that, my 5? You asking about my 5? Where's the keep? Yes, we do have a fort here in Paloera. It is in the south of town. It is run by Imperial Legion Commander Tipera Roan. If you are looking for work, she's the person to go for. Or to go to. Sure. Good. Good note. Good to know. And you're just a clothier. How did you two end up being together? I wonder.
Let's get this over with quickly.
But yeah, damn ticks. Yeah, I don't like ticks whatsoever. Not one bit. Just a little bit of a brief history. Okay, so I visited that place now. I've visited in there. Now everyone's come outside then when I cleared the place out for them. Why is there a trapdoor up there? Great houses of Morrowind, eh? Hello. We are peaceful town. That's fine. Do you wanna tell me about the musk flies? Yeah. Many of the local residents are involved with the Legion. Why does it have to be so hot? I hate my life right now. I don't want it to be so hot, but it's hot. I guess this is the keep. Let's go visit there while we're here. Hello, are you a blacksmith? Ah, ja, nicht. Hello. You have training. It's fine, I guess. Send ice. Send ice now, yes, I would like that. I probably like Dungeon Faction and Elemental Faction for some reason more, but Swamp Faction comes pretty close being my favorite. Yeah, Swamp Faction isn't my favorite, as South Rampart is the one that I've played the most. So I guess I should count it as my favorite. I like unicorns and Pegasuses and the golden dragons and all that sort of stuff. But I do like Swamp Faction, specifically from the two that are the ones that don't have the highest magic guilds. I like Swamp Faction, I do like to play it. I also like the dungeon, and then I like the necropolis sometimes. So my favorite probably would be Rampart, then the dungeon, necropolis, and Swamp Factions all. I think those are the four that are my favorite ones in there. I like all of them. I've played all of them from time to time. Swamp maybe not as often, just because of the fact that their town can't have the level 5 magical guild, which is kind of sucky, but otherwise, I like them. While talking a little bit about Heroes of the Might and Magic Tree. What's your favorite factions if you ever played Hero of the Might and Magic Tree?
I haven't got all day, you know.
No. Definitely don't want to be belonging into Imperial Guild. I'm just like wondering where is this person who I could be talking about this musk flies. Is this the place to come into? Upstairs. Good, thank you. Thank you very much for that info. Where upstairs is the next question? Okay, that doesn't seem to be opening up. As a door, maybe here then. Yay, Tibera Ron. Yes, what do you want, citizen? Well, I took care of some musk fly problems you seem to have having in this town. Glad you killed all the musk flies, but I'm afraid it's not that simple. I killed them myself 2 days ago, and then again yesterday. If you can stop them for good, then we'll talk about putting some nice cling in your pocket. I think they must be attracted by something in the air. Something in the air as in what? It's got to be something in the air. Ask around to see if anyone noticed anything.
Oh, please.
Alright.
By all means, ask me lots of questions.
That sounded so weird. Do you want to have something more to do with the Dark Elf or something? Are you not happy with your husband? I'm just suspicious about that tone of voice. But fine enough. I guess I shall be taking my leave then, miss. And see if there's something in the air. Today. Or tonight. Who knows? Is love in the air? Specifically when we're talking about in the air. Was that song, wasn't there? Love in the air? Anyways, there's something in the air. Have you smelled anything? You are in Khajiit, you should be able to smell. Now that you mention it, there has been a strange smoke coming from Dantrius Rhea's home. Dantrius Rhea's home? Okay, I'll go and have a check. Where is Dantrius Rhea's home? Which might be attracting some unwanted attention, if we could say so. Also, I would like to be picking some more of these ingredients, which probably isn't a good idea, but anyways, I'm doing it already. Don't you mind? Be going about and doing that. So, Dantrius Rhea's. So it was here. I already was here. Do you know anything about the fact that you have some weird smell here? You don't want to talk about it even about at all, so let me just go upstairs to have a little bit of a look if I can see anything suspicious here. I don't see anything suspicious. But this was the place, was it not? There's a hammock. Why can't I question you, citizen, about these sort of factors? Is there something in this? Maybe in the pocket? Where could be something suspicious? That's not suspicious. I want to know what's the suspicious smell that's been coming from here. Apparently. Iron dagger. Okay. None of you have said anything either. In the meantime. Kai. You are the person that he mentioned, correct? They cannot ask you anything about anything like that. Okay. Yep, it's me. I figured that if I can scare off the Imperials and reclaim Baloira to the House Telvanni, I'll get promoted to Master in no time. I'm sure I can trust you not to say anything, seeing as you're Telvanni too, right? So wanting to turn this place for Telvanni, eh? Well, I guess it's all fair. We want House Telvanni to succeed, after all. I just wondered in the air is necessarily a smell. Oh, I know. Is it something? Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that. I could think. What is in the air though? But I guess we shouldn't be saying anything. We are, after all, a proud member of House Telvanni as well, so I guess we'll just keep it to ourselves and leave this quest as it is. I won't say anything, I guess. Though it would be a good amount of money, but it's not like we have a problem with money, usually speaking. So sure, I won't say anything. Good. Just make up something to tell Vera. I'll tone down the musk flies a little so she thinks you actually solved the problem. Okay, good to know. What would we come up as answer to this? Wonder. What would be able to say? Oh, let's have a look around the place otherwise though in the meantime. Hello, you, whoever TR. Free Antonia. Maybe we should say that it's someone else. Emeralds? Can I take this book? No. You're too close. Well, let's read about emeralds then, I guess. Emeralds Applications in Alchemy by Bertold the Blackened. This text is intended as both a reference book for the workaday alchemist and as a primer for students of the art or interested laymen. Alchemy in general should not be the province of the careless. Many ordinary things have been shown by long and careful experimentation to evince significant effects which are often conflagratory, insidious, or otherwise malevolent. It should be further noted that the return of any benefit at all hinge almost exclusively on one's skill and experience with the equipment and accoutrements of alchemy, as well as with the quality of same even. A well-made hammer in the hands of a master builder may construct a citadel, but the mallet in the grasp of a fool will only bend nails. If you have any doubts at all about practicing alchemy, you would be best advised to direct your ambitions elsewhere. You have been warned. Emeralds. Folklore from the Elsewhere Ways tells us emeralds are the tears of Akatosh. Whatever their origin, they are, like most gems, highly valued for their rare beauty and used to adorn both objects of value and people. It is well known that emeralds have useful characteristics which may be drawn forth upon their careful combination with other ingredients. Potion of Restore Health, which we have been actually making. The world is a dangerous place, and traveling abroad is an unwise pursuit for the unprepared. Encounters with all manner of aggressive creatures and criminally inclined folk are frequent and leave many a wanderer dead or nearly so. Often for the want of a balm have revelers been hurried to their end. Here I will describe a simple, if rather costly recipe for a concoction which revives one's life force. A single emerald of no less than 3 grains in size should be ground to dust in a sturdy water. Ensure that you perform this task in a still room, as any sudden gust of air may prove to be expensive. Then the emerald dust must be transferred to a dry container. The mortar should then be wiped clean and used to smash its companion ingredients. This may be any of the corkful fruit, marshmallow, or weakweed. It is possible to also use the weepings of one infected with corpus, although this substance is notoriously difficult to obtain. The companion ingredient should be fresh, as the fluids within it are a necessary component. It should be noted that while fresh corpus weepings do not keep well, dried weepings mixed with a little blood and water are an effective substitute. The emerald dust should be added to the mash and blended in while simultaneously adding drops-wise just enough seawater to yield a thin soapy consistence. While the taste of the potion is unpleasant, it is nonetheless singularly effective. If you have the opportunity to heat it in a good calculator, you may further improve the potion's efficiency. Treatment in a quality retort also adds increased benefit. A very similar potion uses salt rice, fresh or dried. In this case, it seems not to matter, as the companion ingredients. Salt rice, And the resulting potion not only heals, but also provides an effective boon to magicka for a brief period, making it the patriarchal favorite of mages and other initiates of sorcery. Potion of Fortified Magicka. As just mentioned, it is possible to make a combination healing magicka fortification potion by using saltris. One may similarly employ stoneflower petals or belladonna berries, ripened or otherwise, as companion ingredients, although the potion in these cases will only fortify magicka for a limited time and will lack any healing benefit. The user of such a potion should be warned that if one's magicka is fortified and then one should use all of the acquired power before the effects of the potion wear away, then one will suffer a period of distinct weakness proportional to the strength of the fortifying potion used. The natural return of magicka will accordingly take significantly longer than normal. Other potions, and then there's very dense. Alrighty. Hello. Well, do you have any services? Unless you don't. So, goodbye to you, miss. Why is it raining here? I want rain. No. Jarvan's Marine's house. Hello. Northern Moloch in Morrowind province. Moloch-Rend is a region of green plains and rolling hills cut in twain by the Bozoda River, the pierced by Pochian spine. The cities of Pivots, Paloira, and Lothians are built on its fertile soil. If you say so. That looks kind of interesting, the way it is. Don't mind me. Hey, APC for Barbarians. It's a good APC book. It basically just had a letter for A, B, and C. So it's exactly what it says. Don't jinx it. I did get rain today, not that it helped any. There should be rain and thunder tomorrow though, yeah, there should be. But anyways, like, I have the balcony door open too, so I'm not sure how well the dog barking from a neighbor can be heard, but can't really be helped. I want to have at least the door open. I did visit here, where sure is. Okay. Smith. Sure, let's go and visit the Smith. Not that the door open actually helps that much, but still, at least it's getting slightly cooler outside.
Quickly, Outlander. I haven't much time.
Do you have anything that I would like to barter or buy? It has been a long time since the last thunderstorm I have experienced. Yeah, it's been quite a while, I gotta say. Why aren't there any dogs in Morrowind? I don't know. There's Styx hounds. There are hounds. Yeah. Like those Styx hounds, for example. Which is something. Is there something specific I could sell to you? Maybe you would like to have these arrows. There we go. That's some fate off me, at least. That's the Maze of Slurring. That's a Demon Maze. Demon Maze was just something that I was thinking that it looked pretty nice, so I could maybe try to take it to my home. Mayhap. Mayhap at least. Well, I guess that helps a little bit. There you go. Thank you. Steel deckers and all. There. Maybe Nick's house ate all the dogs. That's possible, Scraplord. And by the way, hello to you too. I don't think you even said hello before, or I completely missed it, in which case I would have to say that I apologize for that. But hello and welcome to stream as well, Scraplord. And hope your week has been going well. And to speak some more stuff for no good reason, but anyways. Cliff Razors. Cliff Razors might have killed everyone, to be honest. There's actually a cutting board here. Interesting.
What, stranger?
What is this book? Divadamakaluf. Divadamakaluf. Okay. Well, let's read some more. The Divadamakaluf, also translated as Divadamaklah, Divalamakalu, or Magala Divadu, the trial of Divad, abridged. This was at the siege of Ushtuk, the great stronghold of the Boers of Nalhuban, and Divad, son of Strife, fought fiercely and resolutely against the swine monsters. A spearhead stabbed into their flanks, and as the battleground soil drank the manure of their foul ichor, it gave birth to the orichalk flowers of battle-proofness under the feet of the Ragada. Soon Diagna was at the foot of the wall, and with his soul-steel sword he hacked and sliced down stone and iron. Taya! Down went the metal plates. Taya! Down went the granite boulders. Taya! Down went the blackened mud. As the walls fell, so did the filthy warriors, washed in Maluk's vase. In a giant heap they collapsed on Tivad, a drowning mass of flesh and dung. Kaya, it was the end of them. Kaya, it was the end of him. Kaya, it was the end of the battle. The Rakara killed the remaining dirt fiends with dead flowers picked from the field, but they were few, as almost all the demons of Ushtuk had been felled by Divad's blade. A gaping wound had been made on the face of the fortress, and the Ragada collected the provisions from its storehouses. But first they dug Diagna from the pile of moss-hooks, and he rose, frail and weak. The big children in their dying breath had cursed him with their pestilence. How can a man so weak ride the great wave of Yokuda? He lamented to his soldiers. Leave me, I am worse than dead. My arm cannot lift the sword. Keep your memories of my victories, and do not look at me now. And he threw his spear at the foot of Ushtuk, and left for the desert. But he did not see that it was crafted by greedy hands. The sand of the eternal Aligur is the mirror echo of the far shores, and Diagna wandered across their dunes, waiting for the end way. In Plighted Dakran, he was ambushed by Sinopol boars who noisily rejoiced at the sight of their defenseless opponent. Ha! Ha! They called, Devahood is puny, Devahood is weak. We will eat your flesh and wipe with your skin after the feast. Their cheers were so ignoble to hear that the striped snake could not bear it, and slithered sneakily out of its hole. It bit each monster thrice, in their heart, their liver, and their sword arm. All died. In the days to come, the snake followed Divad through the wish for solitude. Though he wished for solitude, but the snake still wallowed. No words were passed between them for 9 days, until Divad, dying, but too proud to admit it, asked the snake, with his clearest voice, "Why are you so hale and hearty, having kissed that festering corruption? What protects you?" "It is simple, my venom kills their taint." "Then bite me as well, so that your poison may cure me from that curse." "If I bite you, you will die." "Better to die of your fang than from this foul sickness." And so the striped snake bit Divad, and for 3 days its poison burned in his vein. For 3 days, Tivat burned immobile under the Alikir sun. On the first day, Morpha visited him so that he would not die too soon, and she shackled him with morning dew. The plague fought the poison and nearly won. On the second day, Seth visited him so that he would not die too soon, and he made a cactus grow, a prickle bear for him to eat. The poison fought the plague and nearly won. On the third day, Tava visited him so that he would not die too soon, and the wind moved a dune over him to shield him from the burning sun. And Divat, cut from the world, could only look inward and found his strength. He gathered his fierceness and purged the swine plague from his body, for he was a warrior and would not fall to his enemy's blow. He gathered his dignity and purged the snake poison from his veins, for he was royalty and could control his temperament. And from his womb of sand, Divat emerged, healed. As he rose in the sand, Divat was greeted by Ruptka, who embraced him with joy. The tall Papa spoke to him, saying, "My son Divat, you are truly the son of Yakuda and the father of the Raka. You have been tried in all your aspects, and you have overcome victoriously. Dungasa, du anhu ding. But be wary, my warrior, where your spear is held by the Yika, who cannot be trusted." Divat ran right back to the conquered hold of Ushtuk to reclaim his spear. His army had finished mourning him and did not expect him to return, so they all had sworn fealty to Gookso, who ended the way with much land still in the hands of the big demon so that the palace could be built for himself. When Divat approached, many were anxious with wonderment, but Gookso mocked him, saying, "Divat is dead. This is a madman who has taken to the illusions of the Nutrimen, or else it is a trick of Maluk to divide you." But Diakna produced his Shehai, and the people were agape, for no one else could have wielded it. Divat laughed as he fought the traitorous Gookso, who refused to return the spear, and laughed as Gookso fell, sliced clean in half, saying, "Raka, I have learned the names of combat and royalty, and their meanings, and I have overcome the treacheries of plagues and poisons." And with the words the tyrant died, thunderstruck. Though he did not know it, and told Diakna that the Tiger Emperor would reign for many years to come, he had been proclaimed that day as Emperor by Ruptka, for he was Divat, and with both his sword and the crown he would lead the way again. No longer would he turn his face from his people. No longer would he trust an enemy against another. No longer would let himself be deceived by trickery. No longer would he turn his face from his people. He was Divat, the Emperor, unknowable, the son of strife, the Lord of the North Wave, Mungasa Doan Nun Ding. Of course. That's a good story you got there. Cinda Belelius. Nothing really interesting with you though, otherwise. At least you got a book for me to read. Good to hear they don't waste the skin. Yeah, that's very good to hear, isn't it? I don't know if it's the peer kicking in, but this story lost me. To be honest, I was partially lost in it too, but hey, I gotta keep reading. I gotta keep the reading of the story nonetheless. For me, it's the heat. My little brain isn't in the game too well. Probably not for me either, to be honest. Ugh. Oh goodness. I guess we can explore more in here. At least need to visit all of these different places. Interesting, there's a censor and excise office in here, actually. We came in from Seidanin in this sort of a place, sort of. Defense of Morrowind Volume 1. Oh dear, so many books that I highly doubt I have never read. Legal basics. Well, maybe I'll read or find some of these maps. Minerals. How many minerals is there? Adamantium is at least one that is discussed there. I gotta at least have a look into the maps and all. Hello, Coupler66. What up? Well, too hot here in Finland and just exploring in Pal-Oira at the moment then in Morrowind. But otherwise good. Hopefully your week has been going well, Grappler, and welcome to the stream, of course. We are in here, as in, if you didn't know where this place is. Okay, upon crossing the inner sea east of Tel Mora, you will find the Imperial outpost of Firewatch. Here you can find services from the Imperial Guilds and the great deals from merchants. From here you can travel north towards Pal-Oira, or south to Ranion Rune through the numerous mountain passages. Beyond the mountains from Firewatch stands Tel Oida, a magnificent Telvanni city which appears to float on the swift currents of the Bosoda at the inlet of the Tuneki Bay. We gotta go and visit there. Be careful not to stand out here, as the Telvanni wizards do not take kindly to rude wanderers. There's apparently some mine over there. Interesting. Road all the way over there. Pal-Oira, a busy fishing village, provides the essential supplies for an adventurer, as well as an interesting seafaring native population with the newest information from around the seas. Across the waters, one will see Balvarten Isle, with a small mining and fishing population. To the northwest of Firewatch extends the Nervasia Peninsula, an uninhabited landform. Travelers would be wise to stay south and east of Firewatch. On the southern region of the Molakert mountain range stands Ranion Rune, a riverside town which has remained relatively undisturbed through the history of Morrowind. Further to the south and east, one will find Lotanis, a busy port city looking out over the Nepet Bay. Yeah, Tamriel rebuild we have in here. Yes, haven't never explored here previously. Don't listen to her. The temperatures is just right. No, they're not. Tajunta, no, they're not. You should live in south. If you think that these are good temperatures, go live in Italy or something. There's way more often these temperatures. Are you drunk, Tajunta? That's always best cure for the heat. Makes the eventual nakedness less awkward. What? No. No? Okay, yes, a little. I don't wear clothes, though. Oh, you don't. Tajunta. That's good to know. But yeah, we are here. We have the Tamriel rebuild mod installed. Then, of course, we have some... Well, I have gotten some of the overhaul stuff. And I did have the one Telvanni house, the Great Telvanni house mod, I think it was. But one of those, which I'm not 100% sure if it's completely correctly installed, but I do have that anyways, or at least I tried to install it. We are actually even in the Telvanni guild, and we have our little Ulfrin's Grave household being built over here. Damn it, Jim. You and your interrogations. Nakedness confirmed. It's added to your file. Yeah, gonna make it to Necrom eventually. Necrom? I don't know where that is exactly. But yeah, there's plenty to explore. I do think I want to go and visit Tel Oida when we are around here nonetheless. I just wanted to know what this was there, and there was at least a freaking big Okrim, giant Okrim as it was. What about this then area? Port Telvannis. Morrowind mainland, Kahsatrit, Saras Plantation, Tel Sadas. The Telvanni Isles are secluded islands east of Pal-Oira, divided from the mainland by the Molakert Channel. The Shane contains 3 major islands, 2 of which are populated by the highly xenophobic Great House Telvanni. We are not xenophobic, really. It's just the way it's supposed to be. Port Telvannis, the largest Telvanni city in the entirety of Morrowind, is a busy port with a heavy slave trade. Well, that's just the way things are supposed to be, obviously. And, well, I'm talking as I do because, well, we are part of the Telvanni after all, so, you know. One striking difference a traveler may find is the lack of outdoor merchants. Port Telvannis, being an unfringed Telvanni city, holds their business dearly and does not put facades to attract imperial business. Therefore, a traveler should come prepared to be shunned from merchants. To the west of the city is Sada's plantation, where the large Telvanni aphids tend to the cork bulbs and attempt to keep the netch from eating the crops. Towering over the plantation is Del Sada's, an old Velothi outpost from the Second Era. Old Velothi outpost. Interesting. Got enough money for traveling? Yeah, I got enough money for traveling. I was just referring to a joke I threw earlier at the Observer stream. Okay. Not the file. Got enough, yeah. No Pels level interrogations, yeah, not unfortunately. This is very interesting. Yeah, I do find these interesting books for sure. It's kind of nice to see the maps and all. To the south of the city is Kassatrit, a relatively traveler-friendly Telvanni city where one can find most services. Here one will find Del Darius, a Telvanni Tower court. Find yourself in criminal trouble and you may end up here pleading your case. I'm not quite 100% sure where these are exactly as the maps right now or from the map screen, but to the northwest of the Sada's plantation is the uninhabited island which locals call Balvier Isle. Be careful, do not wander to this uninhabited island. At night, the locals say ill sounds come across the waters. Sada's plantation. Well, if I find into Sada's plantation, I hope I've remembered that there's a Balvier Isle. Interesting. Anyways. Then there was the minerals of Morrowind, which could be also interesting, but I read kind of already a lot, so I wouldn't want to be reading everything. Then there's the legal basics, breaking and entering as a final node and all. Defense of Morrowind 2. Still, it is nice that they've made those maps.
How wonderful. Another tourist.
Fine. I have a problem with you. Do me a favor, don't talk to me. Fine. I shall not bother you then. I guess there's nothing more interesting over here. The book should hint where to find these places. Yeah. I do think that when you just figure out exactly where those locations are, you can find your way into them. But, I don't know. Maybe I could actually pick it up with me, to be honest. Yeah. Sure. Let's just take all of them. I can still move too. Yep. Thank you. And goodbye. So I can at least go and look into those in the future too. We have a saying in Finland that I think fits this heat situation very well. It translates as, you'll get used to everything except an icicle up your ass. It melts just as you're starting to get used to it. That seems to be a fitting description. But it is too hot. Wait though. Hot in here at the moment. I don't know, how much is the Celsius decrease right now, Tayunta, for example? You live very, well, relatively close to me after all, so what's the temperature right now? What is it saying? What is the temperature around here? Right now? How hot is it still, even though it's evening? Desert sweet barrel. Sorry, I'm sure you would have liked to have a cactus, but, you know, I'm sure it's fine by you that it's going to go for a little bit better usage. I'm sure. The ruins of Kemal Zetu. Hold up, I'll check. Okay. So get used to it. Imperial Heraldry in Morrowind. Interesting. Considering we're also in the little bit of an Imperial city right now, I guess I could read Guide to Imperial Heraldry in Morrowind, written and illustrated by Dolemus Het Surim. The Imperial Dragon, well, this is kind of very familiar logo after all. 23 there, and here's 24. And yeah, it's pretty moist. At least to me, at least, it seems like that. But yeah, 24 still, and it's been 30, over 30 before, so it's never going to be cool enough. The most recognized symbol of the Empire, few are aware that the Imperial Dragon is in fact of foreign origin. Emperor Reman Surantil assumed it from the Tseski of Akabir after his victory over them at Pale Pass in First Era 2703, when the awestruck snakesmen hailed him as Dragon's Blood. Well, it makes sense considering in Skyrim this is after all kind of the picture. The dragon has been the sigil of the Empire and its Dragonblood Emperors ever since. To honor the 8 divines, the beast is stylized in the shape of a diamond with 4 corners and 4 sides. The diamond above the dragon was added in the 3rd era to denote Tiber Septim or Talos as the 9th divine. So that part has been added afterwards. Only 20 there. You're lucky, Satenteno. Okay, the Royal Wolf, on the other hand, I haven't really seen this, I don't think. Also known as the Wolf of the Symmachus. Oh, Symmachus, we know Symmachus though. He was the guy who married the real Barensia, as in Barensia, and was killed. I don't remember the kid's name, but it was the H starting name, the kid Helset or something like that, who was their first son, and he was relatively young when Symmachus actually died, I think. This emblem serves as the official sigil of the King of Morrowind and can be seen in the banners of the royal palace in Mournhold, where they lived, Barensia and Symmachus at the time. Original in the personal coat of arms of General Symmachus, a trusted servant of Tiber Septim. It later became the symbol for Morrowind's newly formed royal house after the province's annexation by the Empire. The wolf symbolizes the king's loyalty to the standing emperor, as it once symbolized Symmachus' ardent loyalty to Tiber Septim himself. Notice that the dragon motif is completely absent in this King Helset. Yeah, Helset was the name. In this King Helset version of the sigil, whereas it was still present during the King Letan's reign. Then I don't know about this either, the double-headed eagle. The double-headed eagle was first brought to Morrowind by the Nords of Skyrim under King Fraka in the early First Era. Associating the eagle with their matron deity Kine, the Nords would paint the symbol on their faces and shields, hoping to win the goddess's favor. After King Frake ended his successful campaign in Morrowind, the eagle, traditionally shown swooping up from Antmora, was revised to have 2 heads looking in opposite directions, signifying the Nords' dominance over both East and West, Vieridan Meret, and Rigid Skyrim. It was only natural that the Empire would adopt the already well-known sigil for itself after conquering both provinces, placing the Imperial Dragon above the eagle. So yeah, that's the dragon just above this too then. Really smart for a name now. Yeah, but it's like I remember it best when I start to say the book series name as in the real Barensia. So Barensia is of course the name, but you know, double-headed eagle sounds Russian. And kind of a sad animal, yeah. True too. Yeah, those lions are very Scandinavian. Yes, absolutely. Scandinavia is 100% lions, and of course Finland doesn't really belong into Scandinavia, but we do have a lion as well. Nonetheless, Scandinavian. The twin lions, this is very much like in Sweden, Denmark, and Norwegia. Everywhere there's lions, even though there's not lions living here. I don't remember seeing double-headed eagle in Skyrim. I don't remember it either, to be honest, personally. It's 22 here in the Netherlands. Those lions, I've been wondering why lion is such a common emblem everywhere. Well, to be fair, our lion is a bit special. Yeah, it is special. Sorry, I've been distracted and only catching up now. On the chat now, no worries. But anyways, lions. I was thinking that I was meaning to say something else, but anyways, the twin lions. The lion as a heraldic motif can be traced all the way back to the Second Era High Rock, so it's used in High Rock. Some 800 years ago, it served as the standard of King Emeric of Vayrest, and later became a symbol of the Wool-Iliac Bay region. It might be surprising to encounter as a Western symbol so far away in the east, but the reason for the lion's popularity in Morrowind lies in the province's recent history. Barensia, the Queen Mother of Morrowind, was also the Queen of Faerest during her period of exile. A popular notion is that the two lions represent her royal children, Helzet and Morkia, who spent a great deal of their lives in Vayrest, where they received the Western nobles' upbringing, hence being depicted as lions. But my question was also, I haven't seen any lions in Morrowind, or overall in these games, at least to my knowledge, so I assume there's then somewhere lions, but I didn't. Why is the lion so important in Morrowind? Truly, wouldn't you think that there would be some other creature than a lion? And so, at least the eagle I can understand a little bit better, though I haven't seen much eagles either. Shouldn't this be like a cliff racer or something? Double-headed cliff racer? Wolves, I know that exist here for sure. I don't know. Dragon, of course, yes. Just my wonderings. We should have a full frame or something. Yeah. Yeah, I'm distracted too. I'm restoring my program, managed to corrupt my OS. Oh. That's bad. Western influences in Morrowind, so it seems to be. Maybe lions are mythical creatures in Elder Scrolls. Maybe, but where did they come up with them? I would still like to know the history about lions. Okay. A worm. That I understand. The Veined Worm. A fine example of a more recent rendition of the Imperial Dragon is the Veined Worm, which has been around for only a little over 2 decades. Named after the controversial Simulacrum era Duchess Veined of Firewatch, who commissioned it in 3rd Era 394, the worm has been the official sigil of the Imperial stronghold ever since. The coat of arms depicts 5 breathing dragons standing on guard atop a famous Firewatch lighthouse. I don't really see this as a lighthouse, but it's just a pillar. But whatever. The aggressiveness of the piece is due to a civil war that took place between Firewatch and its rival Old Ebonheart at the time of its creation. Try it out, Noir. Yeah, maybe. Should do so. In fact, the original Veined Worm was reversed horizontally, so it breathed fire to west, towards Old Ebonheart. Okay. The Fighters Guild coat of arms, I do know this. Originally a mercenary fighting force of the Akiviri Potentate, the Fighters Guild was awarded its coat of arms by the Imperial College of Arms in the signing of the Guild Act in 3rd Era 321. The Guild sigil is stylized after a heraldic achievement. It consists of a plain black and white shield with crossed longswords in the black background. In the original 2nd Era design, were curved and single-edged after Akaviri fashion, though nowadays the arms in the background are allowed to vary depending on the region where the Patriarch Guild chapter operates. For example, a chapter in Skyrim might use crossed axes instead of the longswords. Interesting. Then the Mages Guild coat of arms. The oldest Empire-sanctioned guild in existence, the Mages Guild's coat of arms is definitely unique and exotic in design. The origin story of the coat of arms remains a mystery. Some say Vanus Galerion himself first drew it. But as for the symbol itself, there are 2 popular interpretations. First, it clearly resembles the star constellation of Ritual, a charge of the Mage constellation. Second, it symbolizes the Eye of Magnus, the primordial god of sorcery, known to those who are uninitiated into arcane mysteries simply as the sun. Indeed, Both the sun and the star are known by mages and astronomers as gateways through which magicka flows to our mortal plane. Then insignia of the Imperial Navy. Haven't paid attention to that, at least. It's almost like a question mark to me. Derived from the sigil of the Tamrielic All-Flags Navy, the Empire's naval insignia depicts the Dragon of Akatosh, curled up in the shape of a ship's wheel with 8 spokes. The body of Akatosh represents Cyrodiil itself, while the diamond spokes protruding from the dragon's wings represents the projection of imperial power over the other 8 provinces of Tamriel. The wheel can also be seen as a simplified representation of the 9 divines, Akatosh being the center figure surrounded by the other 8 divines. Alrighty. That was interesting enough. Tres slave trade. The 7 fights. Definitely have never read the 7 fights. It's a little bit too long to read now. Remenada Chapter 1. So many new books. Fool's Ebony Part 2. All of those are new.
This won't take long.
To entangle a tree. What's this? Fine, I'll read this thing. To entangle a dream, to merrily race with my mare brethren endlessly fleal, touch and see their faces flushing of joy, spun by surrounding peace of the vast field of gracelands. Wielding no sword nor thought of a wicked mind, we sing and dance for the glory of our gods. Red mountain at peace, and was yonder passing time, mile by mile there shall we arrive and stay for the night, gaily drinking flin, remembering to whom we bind. The nights travel through my memories of past day, all emotions I vividly see, arranged to a fitful scene, perfect moments of time slowly flowing by. Passing by Schnuleft, the glorious rumor house, and the noble whom we met, he returns again in a shape yet to be defined, stealing thoughts and touching my mind. In the way of a warm tidal wave, Ashkhans rise from their seats of power and set me free. Their eon-old legends move me subtly and forcefully, reminding me of reality. A journey between this Magusian haze drawing to its end, new images blazing, colliding and striving to live fantastic scenes, flying away from Asura's clasp, all in vain, as the sunlight caresses my eyes, waning dreams away. If ever were this dreamer broken, be it hunger, tiredness, or even silence, there shall still be no fear, for I would let Vivek's mercy guide us home. I wake up back in my vision to realize a new day never came. No cheerful music, people, or sunlight around, only silence. I stand, cry, and wake again, only to face the same view, as endless peace in Tamriel has shattered the broken promises and dreams for a better day. Merging with the void, its secrets are revealed. Breathe gently and touch the new dew of life. All around rats, vermin, raving madmen flow in a battle to find space. The world has turned its tides in one short twist of fate. Alas, there is just me attempting to hide my face, and to conjure and caress the plains that could have been, the ones divided with disputes and those where peace reigns free, and all to unrealized chances thrown asunder. Oh, it makes my mind numb of lost feelings and lives, to witness this enchanted play of shadow and simmer. But lost in the realm of Akatosh, I cannot survive, so enticed here, reflecting the pain away, I wait for the time to end, with fate forever sealed. Okay, that was more of a dream-like, or poem mayhap. Hello, you. I haven't smelled anything in a while. That's really bad if you smell nothing at all. You would think that you would smell at least something each day or something. So, I would like to have books that you have that I read. I haven't read that. I don't think I've read that. 7 fights definitely haven't. Apparently I could even buy the Entangle of a Dream. I wonder what's the purpose of it exactly is, but anyways. But I would need to also try to maybe sell something. I probably have some books of that I don't need. Just trying to have a look. I'm pretty sure I read that one before. I have too many books. But when I try to read everything, I know that I read these corporations. I guess we can sell them. It's not like I have to keep all the books in the world. So let's just go on ahead and sell M and Nasta Quasta thingy, because I definitely have read that. That one cannot even really forget ever reading. I have read some of those, but I did like of some of them too. Well, I have even 2 of these. So definitely don't need 2 of them. Brothers of Darkness, the Old Ways, the Fairy, Ruins, Spectral Study, Vampires of Fardenville. I guess that's fine. I don't need to be paying much. Heh. Fine. 22 then was that. Okay. So, more books for the future. Even more so. Read a lot today, to be honest. Wouldn't need to be reading quite that much
I'll get going.
per day, but anyways. I don't really see a reason to be coming and visiting you, I guess. What about in here? You just got a couple of books. Of Yepre. I don't know what this book is supposed to be. It's not a very long book if I want to read it. Quama meat. That's an interesting looking quama meat. Put together like that. Have you been eating just a moment ago? You don't probably have something that special to say, but you also haven't smelled anything. People might like you more if you don't have a sword in their face. That's true. It's just been now. Anyways, they may not. It's not like I'm hitting them or anything. Of Yepre. When the elven Volk walked the land alone and sang songs of power amongst the trees and stars, Yepre the singer walked with them. Yepre gave heed to the nature of the forest and delighted in the gurgling streams and brooks. Gurgling. It was Yepre who taught the birds to sing their songs of the seasons, and he that taught the streams the tinkling ethereal tune. The very trees are said to have moved close to hear him sing on the warm summer nights of those elder days. It was in this time that the first great ballads of the elves were made, crafted from the songs that Yepre taught to the Sylvan youth who frolicked to his lively tunes and ballads of nature and the unspoiled forest. In truth, he is worshipped as god of song and forest. In Valenfurt, Yepre is considered one of the major Sylvan gods, with temples and altars in the deep woodland places. Elven traditions hold that children with a gift for song have been blessed by Yepre himself. Legend has it he blessed the wood elves with a natural affinity for nature and particularly the forest. Most wood elven rangers worshipped Yepre. It was his great eagerness for natural beauty that led him to the Isles of Somerset. He taught the great sea birds to sing and molded the crest of wave against beach into a song of whispers and power. It is said by the high elves that Yepre hears and sees all within distance of water, whether it be beach, brook, stream, or fall. It is further said that the very birds keep watch for Yepre in repayment for the songs he taught them. It is further said he blessed the high elves with a beauty to match the beauty of their island home. The dark elves have a legend that Yepre walked the earth before the first day, and in the light of the stars weaved a song so beautiful that the very stars moved to its sway. Some of the stars to this very day still wink and blink in memory of the song of night and darkness. Due to his influence, most, if not all, elven bards pay homage to Yepre. The natural order of things is the basis for Jeffre's temples in Valenwood and the Somerset Isle. The one thing Jeffre will not tolerate is the harmful manipulation of the natural order of things. Alrighty, that's Jeffre. You can test it right now. Maybe Kira wants to be feared, not like, well, if you consider that I'm Finnish, at least I would prefer people to stand a little bit further away. Like, some here in Morrowind are pretty rude and just come right next to you, and you have to be like, please, I didn't ask you to come this close, please keep your distance a little bit, and all that. So, in a way, sport is a good way to at least make sure that they keep their distance a little bit at least, right? Here is the way to go with the current persuasion skill, I think. Maybe intimidate is more successful if you have a weapon out. Maybe, not sure. Does it change immediately? Like 34. If I appear short-tempered, I'm not mad at you. It's my cousin and his stupid hunger strike. Why has your stupid cousin gone to a hunger strike? My idiot cousin, Lish Korokarok, is in the deep dungeons because he got smuggling. To make matter worse, he thinks it will help to go on a hunger strike. I swear, if he starves to death, I'll kill him. If you have the time, can you bring him a script pie? Imores are his favorite. I want him to eat something, even if you have to force feed him. Fine. But you have to tell him, just get him to eat that script pie. Okay. 34. 29. 34. But why do they immediately like, yeah, that's good. Wouldn't it immediately just affect, okay, you came at me already with a sword before, so yeah, I don't like you. Maybe. It's kind of a little bit of a question anyways. But okay, someone on the hunger strike. I got nothing otherwise, I just gotta check everything. A little bit of a lighthouse. That's nice. We haven't been in a lighthouse in a while. We were in a lighthouse all the way in Sedanin, long time ago. And at the time I think we found that lovely book of the Argonian lady. I think Mysteria Akavir. Darkest Darkness. Life and surface. I'm not sure about that. Darkness of the darkest kind. Anyways. You changed your mind. Maybe you are right. Yeah. I don't know. It just kind of feels a little bit weird. Journeyman's retorts. Hearts and all. I guess there's an alchemist over here somewhere. I don't know if I want to be really going and opening that for no real good reason. Anyways, it's rainy and we are on top of the lighthouse. What could be better? Could be a better place to see really as us, I guess, but still, otherwise. Just get back down then. There wasn't anything that important otherwise over here. Anyways. Yeah, looks nice. Some rain. What's here? Great Houses of Morrowind. You got a book. The Cavern Door even. What is the Cavern Door book? Is my question. I guess I gotta look. Maybe you know something that I don't. I don't know. I'm interested. Should I read this too? The Cavern Door by some unknown person. Maybe it's his writing. I don't know. Maybe. Haldin approached the cavern door, cautiously drawing his blade as he went. It was a mild day, and the sun shone brightly upon the passageway. As Haldin made ready to enter, he ran through every item in his bag to make sure that every item he would need was in place. After rummaging through several scrolls, a number of potions and antidotes, and various other oddments, he straightened up and reached for the door handle. Suddenly, there was a scrambling from the bushes behind him. Haltin spun around, his back swinging free of his shoulders and landing on the soft earth near his feet. What he saw next made his body go numb, for there in the bushes were not one, but 3 ragged, terrible-looking creatures. Haldin had heard tell of such monsters and knew them for Vermai at once. I don't know what Vermai look like. The Vermai held their noses to the air, as though searching for the lost scent. Haldin stood stock still, for it was common knowledge that Vermai relied heavily on their olfactory senses to pinpoint prey, having terrible eyesight. Okay. Luckily, the wind blew into Haldin's face, and away from the beasts, masking his scent. Then an idea struck him. Moving slowly, Haldin reached into his fallen back, extracting a scroll of glowing parchment. He read the incantation on it, concentrated, and then bellowed the words aloud, thrusting his hands forward and directing the spell toward the Vermai. Then, releasing his concentration, the spell soared forward, connecting with all 3 creatures at once. The scroll crumbled to dust in Haldin's hands. Throwing down the ashes, he threw his sword from the dirt where it had landed when the spell was cast, and strode forward. The spell had been a successful one, paralyzing all 3 Vermai before they were aware of it. Haldin came within a few feet of the first creature, which stood as though frozen, unblinking. He thrust his blade into it, and with a terrible screech it fell forward dead, for the blade was enchanted with a powerful magical frost. Just as Haldin moved his sword against the second animal, there came a rough growling from the bushes to his left. Without even glancing in the direction of the sound, Haldin knew he had not paralyzed every Vermai in the area. To make matters worse, the Vermai he had attacked were beginning to stare. Haldin could see their eyes darting about in their sockets, peering at him with intent. There was nothing to do but run. With a huge leap, Haldin overtook the nearest ledge, sliding nearly 20 paces, but when he reached the bottom he was already on his feet again, tearing across the windy grasslands. Soon, the sounds of pursuit began to greet Haldin's ears. His mind was racing as fast as his tired feet. His experience with such creatures was minimal, and he had learned most of what he did know, not first-hand, but from the tales his older brother held in, a seasoned adventurer had told him as a child. Yet the sounds of the Vermai were closing in on him. Haldin had been running for nearly 10 minutes, and his endurance was beginning to give out. Just as he was considering standing and fighting as best as he could, the sound of pursuit suddenly mingled with that of a running water. Hope filled Haldin, and he burst forward with newfound strength. He knew that if he could only reach the source of the sound, he would be saved, for the Vermai despised water. Then he saw it, a small, glistening body of water no more than 50 yards away. Haldin dashed towards it, the Vermai snapping at his heels. But just as he reached the shores of the small lake, they overtook him, and Haldin fought until he was knee-deep in the water, but his heavy iron shield was weighting him down immensely. Suddenly, the largest Vermai delivered to Haldin a savage blow to the leg, and losing his balance, Haldin fell into the water and was completely submerged. Yet, as he fell, his sword slipped from his hands and flew into the air. As it landed into water, the frost enchantment it carried was released, and the surface of the lake was covered in a thick sheet of ice. That doesn't sound very good. Haldin was trapped beneath the surface, but the Vermai could not break through the ice to continue their attack. Holding his breath, Haldin abandoned his heavy shield and swam underwater to the other side of the lake. Then, unsheathing a handy silver dagger, he hacked an opening in the ice large enough to clamber through and onto the warm beach. The Vermai, seeing their prey again, began to charge across the ice at Haltine, but just as they were halfway across, the enchantment wore off, and screeching loudly they were plunged into the lake. Then Haltine, seeing his chance, hauled his bone mold bow from his back and loosened an arrow for each Vermai, eliminating all three as they struggled to escape the water. At last, exhausted, relieved, and his muscles quivering, he lay down on the sand to rest. When strength had returned to his fatigued muscles, Haltine thought about lighting a fire and making camp, but alas, he realized that he had left his tinderbox along with his other supplies back at the place where the Vermai had attacked him. Deciding to leave right away, Haltine scooped his shield out of the water, but could not find his sword, which had drifted down the stream when its enchantment was spent. After searching the bank in vain, he gave up and began his slow trek back to the cavern door. When at last he arrived, Haltine stooped to pick up his pack from the ground, but there was movement behind him. Looking wildly about, Haltine drew his small silver dagger, his only remaining weapon, just in time to see a scrip scramble from the bushes and into a nearby fissure. Laughing, Haltine sheathed his blade once more, and without another look at the worn cavern door, grabbed his pack and began the long journey home. So I guess, well, of course, the idea is also that Scrip is very much indeed not a dangerous animal, and maybe when Scrips live in that place, he thought that the cavern wasn't even an interesting location to go into to begin with, when he before tried to open the cavern door. That's my assumption at the very least, and that's why he just left home. A decent story. Decent enough of a little story. And don't see anything much here, but you know, gotta check. Nonetheless, it's not like I'm planning to be here that often to check.
Go ahead, stranger.
I don't know you, too. Frontier Quest, Veira's Jewel of the Bay. I haven't read this, but I've read too much. I can't read again. The Song of Belinal. Interesting. Unfortunately, I doubt you would be selling them, so just need to remember there's a couple of books or notes here that I definitely haven't read and definitely can't pick up right now, but hey, maybe some future day. Can't read everything, at least. Not quite everything. Well, at least immediately. Hello. Do you have anything nice to sell? Something, I guess. You do have a book there, which I'm slightly interested in, but on the other hand, read enough for now. Dondolin's house. I don't know who you are. You do have actually a Potter, so I guess I can quickly check what you even have. Nothing that looks very interesting though. And then there is ship's dock here. And we could be traveling wherever we wish. Looking to leave Pal Oira, my vessel can take you to Firewatch, Tel Oda, or to Bahrambu. I have no idea where Bahrambu would be. We do know where Tel Oida is. But I have no idea. Oh, there's the port Telvanis. That was mentioned in the books. Gah Satrit. So the island that was mentioned that was inhabited by some dangerous creatures at night, is it one of these small ones here then, like this in the between them? Maybe. That's a possibility. Anyways, not going to be living yet, but good to know. Anyways, where you travel, at least approximately. I think I have pretty much visited all the places, so I guess I'll just go back into here, go visit the dungeons, try to see the prisoner, and talk to the person who wanted to get rid of the flies, and so on and forth. I have no idea what I'm gonna be telling her as a reason to the problem, as in what caused the musk flies to come here when we're not gonna be telling that it was the Telvanni. But I don't know. I guess we gotta be figuring out something to tell. Huh? That's quite a bit of silveries that they have stored in here. I would like to know where you have prisoners. Yeah. Doesn't really seem that I can ask you about that. Well, you live here, yes, but where is the prisoner dungeon? Or is it here? Somewhere? Definitely there's no way to go more down. So, why are you down there if there's no prisoners there? Curtain wall? What does that mean? Is here somewhere the dungeons? I have no idea. Maybe. This looks like there could be prisoners. I would have some food for a prisoner. If there's prisoners. Dungeons. Mage's Guild Relay. What? Mage's Guild Relay? What does this mean? Oh. Could I travel from here to other Mage's Guilds? Hello, Guildmate. I'm Hesselik, the Guild Guide, and I tend to this little relay, as well as to my plans. If you wish to leave Paloera, talk to me. Okay. Your plans? Yes, I grow a few plants here. They help me keep my sanity while staying in this dark cave all the day long. But they don't grow well, for the lack of light too. Yes, I gotcha. So, I can just travel from here, to Firebuds or Akamura. Interesting. I didn't even know that there must be a place like this here, but that's nice to know now. There's even another way to possibly travel if we wish, so. The most cruel trade. You see me. How unfortunate. I cannot pick up the book. Even if I would like to. Fine. None of you say anything at the moment. Hello, I have some business to interrogating Dumber. Follow your prison lock. I gotta have a look into those. There's even cooked rat meat here to you, Lishkro Karok. Who's there? Oh. Can I not talk to you like this? I wanna give that guy food. Guard.
Is it necessary
Would
that
you
you speak with me?
It is very necessary to speak with you, specifically when the Shane ball chain in here. Well, how to deal with this situation? What? Us? Yeah, very silent at the moment. No one's saying anything. The same. It's not something that you have to be speaking, but just stating. Cause like I'm sometimes always looking into a chat and no one's saying anything. Still awake. Yes, it's good that you're awake, Tayunta. Quite glad that you are still awake. Could you turn this way? Thank you. Thank you. Don't turn more. Thank you. I just wanna see if I could in any way do this. As in, open this door. I'm just here merrily drinking my tea, wishing it was iced tea. You need to buy some iced tea then, so then and hello says Sim Jim too. It's not like you have to be writing something because I mentioned that, I just mentioned it, you know? How could I be invisible? For just a moment. I would need to be invisible if I want to be opening this door, though. Did I have any invisibility potions? Probably not at the moment, or maybe I had, but they might not be good enough anyways for me to actually manage to do this. It's just that when someone asks me to go and do this, it's so hard not to. I have those invisibility potions, but they're not very good, if I could say so. Not good at all. Nope. No good. 6 seconds. It's so little time. I don't know. I guess this kind of can stack. Your crime has been reported. tried to be as quick as I could possibly be, but my crime has been reported already.
I haven't much time, so be quick about this.
So... Bounty, $5. The penalty you must pay for your crimes if caught. Still here. Sorry for being quiet. I'm clearly in a listening mood. Yeah, no worries. It's totally okay. I'm just mentioning, just saying, because it's sometimes that you just try to be looking if there is anything written and there isn't. Then, oh, it's totally fine though. I just want to be able to succeed in this. It's so frustrating when it's slow for a moment comes and is in a sneak and then it's not. And I'm so freaking crappy at this sneaking business. I'm crappy. Why must I be so crappy? So little time always. Like sometimes I might be able to do it, but most of the time not. It's just that I don't want them to take all my stolen items back, which is the reason that I'm trying to get this done so that I wouldn't be noticed. Failed casting the spell, yes, because blah. But I'm so much worse in lockpicking anyways. Well, I'm pretty sure I couldn't even be picking this if I wanted to. But I guess I'll try. Lock is too complex, as I said. Well, I do have a scroll, I guess, for that. Can't think of anything to say. There's already been times when internet craps itself and you never know. Yeah, that's the thing also, that sometimes I just want to make sure, okay, is this still at least working so that it's not broken or something. Scroll of Ekash Lock Splitter. Ekash Lock Splitter. Oh, it's way too hot too, which is annoying. I'll just save. I wonder how quickly I could cast this spell. Well, I tried to cast it, and then I failed, because I didn't actually target this even at the time. Now it would have been perfect time to try to do it, but I was afraid. Why didn't it unlock it, or was it something that locked the target? I didn't think it was something open on target. So why didn't it work? Even. I do not understand. Why did this not work? Couldn't really be somewhere else as a target. It's not working. Those are useless scrolls if they don't work. This is frustrating. In a situation like this. You wish you had summer plans. Do you guys have any special plans for summer? No, not this summer, anything special. It isn't it summer, so no plans. And I have no plans. It's pretty bad. Well, I guess I don't care that those scrolls got used when they don't even do a damn thing to me. They are not useful scrolls if they do not work. That could have worked, maybe the invisibility just for a long time. Maybe. Undoes. Unhinged. Fine. Nothing really. I was supposed to be TropeCon, but missed it again this year. I thought about going there too, but that was a slight passing thought. Never been there. You guys just have to wing it then. Well, do you have plans? You're asking about other people's plans, but what's your plans, Tajunta? Some good plans still? The crime has been reported and it doesn't even work. That makes no sense to me. It doesn't even work and then I'm supposedly having to pay for my crimes. I don't have any plans either. Well, how are you going to be winging it, Tajunta? is then I guess the new question. How's your winging it gonna be? I'm just annoyed when I can't talk to this guy. Or ask this guy that could I just like give him food? Like, dude. Oh, fine. I'll leave you. I can't deal with these things then. So be it. If I cannot deal with it, then I cannot deal with it. Fine. Not my preferred answer to this situation, but what can you do? Wingit tarkoittaa periaatteessa että pitäisi improvisoida. I know. I also miss it. Role-playing convention, yeah. It is a role-playing convention, but I certainly haven't been in that sort of a place. Can probably enter from here too. Hello, Tiperarone. About those mask flies. Did you figure out what's attracting the mask flies to Paloira? I can't tell this, so yes, they're attracted to the flame in the lighthouse. Is that what it is? Gilas Lattery did tell me he'd switched to a new type of oil. I'll have to talk to him about it. Here's the reward promise. Thanks. And he can keep on bringing muskflies around. That the muskflies were attracted to the oil that fueled the fire in the lighthouse. Yes, good. Telvani plans can still be in motion, with no problemos. Which is important. Very much so.
I only have a few moments.
Yeah, I don't even have that. I know, wrong place. Wrong direction. Not you. I wanted to go in here to just get out of there. Oh, seriously? I have no time to you, Muskfly. Oh, again. Can't even hit you. Let's get out of here, stupid Muskfly. Thank you kindly. How did I climb up this hill? I guess it has to be from this direction. You did play Didgeridoo out in the town, and I intend to do so again, so guess that counts as a plan. A tiny plan at least. Oh, that is something. I like how you run past NPCs and they'll tell you that they are busy, while they are clearly just standing and you are running past them. Yeah, well, you know, that's how it is. Haven't you ever had that happen? That people are just standing on the street and they just... by the way, I'm busy, so I don't have no time for you, just so you know. Everyone's like that, right? There was clearly something wrong with that hill, but anyways. Why is there two people here?
We make a special treat just for
You are twins?
slope, right?
Trenar Follet? Trenar Follet? Is there something wrong with my game if there's two Trelan Follets in here? I don't understand this. There has to be something wrong in my game. Oh wait, I checked and it's later this year. Still have time to go there. I thought it already was in June. Well, maybe you don't need to go there. Welcome. Yeah. Why is there two of you? Why? Rania and Run is the place that I could be traveling to as well. I'm bothered by you two. Maybe the fault is in me. I do not know. Oh, then maybe I could also visit. Maybe. maybe. Well, okay. Anyways, I was thinking... Yeah, double Trenar. Double trouble. Even. Loading area. Sure. I did see the shipwreck and a statue over here, so I am interested to go and check that out too. There. Or possible shipwreck. I was thinking that it's a shipwreck. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm interested to check it out before we might travel to some other location. Anyways. I would like to rest though. just because like I have no magic. So that's the reason I'd like to rest. There is someone there. I wanna know who it is. I wanna be able to travel there. Let's see. Water walking, please. I should have enough points for that. Just barely, at least. And that's the Telvanni kind of structure there too. Double it next weekend. It is quite soon then though. Kind of will be a little bit busy to get into there. This is like a tumor statue, isn't it? It is clearly tumor statue for some reason in here. And why are you here, ship? Why? Oh, come on, jump. There you go. Crates. Oh, there's some stuff. Yes. Oh, come on. Try to get into here. Can't jump from the water. It sucks. Can I just like come and talk to you? I just wanna have a chat. Nothing more, nothing less. Enemies are nearby, which I do not see, but apparently there is enemies nearby. It also sucks. What's that? Is that a tumor entrance? Entrance to some underwater tumor place? I have no idea, I'm just like guessing here, especially when I can hardly even see a damn thing here. In the darkness now when I can't sleep in any of these places. Unless I got to the ship. Hello, Finland's Amas. I don't know you. This is the headquarters of the Imperial Archaeological Society expedition to Mandritsahk. What do you want? Could you tell me about this Mandritsahk? Okay, what about Poetsy's spine? There's several relatively safe paths through them. I'm interested. I'm interested about this thing. Quite interested. But I can't sleep or rest at all, which troubles me a great deal. Lightning effects, yes. So it is. Gotta visit here. But. Is the entrance over there? Unless I can try to kill the slaughterfish that is trying to ruin my life, as in not allowing me to sleep even. This is a wrong thing to do. Maybe I could now rest if I just could get into the ground level. Maybe. With luck. Slowly swimming. Okay, what's trying to kill me? What's that anyways? Some sort of a tumor part, I assume. Ah, Troy. You must be killed. Though I would like to get up for some air, thank you. I'm pretty much already starting to lose health after all, so thank you kindly. I do find this an interesting location though, to go and investigate a bit. Can I get from here up? Kinda. Just would need to get more up. So problematic to get this done. There we go. Can I now sleep? Thank you. Kindly. How much is the clock? 4 AM. It's just 3 hours more at least. Thank you. I guess it could be good to go to Ropek on Friday. That way I would do at least something interesting on my birthday than just sitting at home. Yeah, that would actually be an okay idea. Well, sitting at home and watching my possibly stream, but anyways. I understand that my stream isn't really a birthday material, but, you know. It's a really beautiful place. Reminds me of some survival game settings. But maybe you should go there, Satan, then, considering It's not like I can spend time with you anyways. Oh, there would have been a ladder there, but it wasn't like I could see it in the freaking darkness. I am interested about that though. Quite interested about that. Maybe my levitation plate can help me a bit. Maybe. Belt sword. The blade of the heavens. No, not that thing. Is this anything? Is this just a pipe? I guess it's just a pipe. But I had to check, at least. You know. I'm still levitating. I wanna go down now. I can't, which is kind of frustrating. Okay? Okay, this cannot be gone down to. But what's this then? It's the next question to me. What is this thing? Exactly here. It's just like, I think it is indeed a sunken tumor ruin. But it's just a question. I guess I should probably cast water breathing so I don't have to immediately be about dying here, so I can actually investigate these things down here a little bit more. There's a lot of pots, that's for sure. Lots of tumor items and stings and all, for sure. Oh, there's actually a tumor door. Martinez Endre. Must. This will be interesting when if this place is completely mostly like just underwater. This will be not necessarily the easiest thing to do, specifically when you don't have water breathing the full time after all. So I need to dispose of your corpse, thank you. What the hell is that thing? That isn't a drawer. What are you? Giant cephalopod. Giant cephalopod? Cephalopod shell fragment. Okay. Maintain. Okay. Do you wish to crawl through this place? Yes, absolutely. Okay. Humidor. This is a very interesting place, however. Also dangerous, but interesting. Was that the last of its kind? I do not know. I just know that I haven't seen one before. Alteration skill increase, yay. How deep in this place am I going? How deep under the seas am I? Questions, questions. Factory maintenance tunnel. Hey, I can breathe here a little bit. That's good to know. Where did I come from? Not from this direction, right? This definitely doesn't. It didn't feel like it led me to the same place. Kind of weird having so many doors that I got somewhere. Or did Kira just extinct something? I don't know. That cephalopod might have lived for hundreds of years, if not more. Wrong place, wrong time, buddy. Yeah, pretty much. Why would you come and look for safety in a tumor ruin? It's a bad place, because there's explorers and adventurers even in the underwater. All of Dumak. I do wonder, kind of, is this place going to be way more dangerous to me than I can handle? Which is very much a possibility. Well, there's at least a lot of little things. You look like you're still alive. There's definitely more over here that I do not trust. Spider, one more killed. It's a very interesting location to have a tumor ruin underwater though. I like it. I like the idea. Sure, blame the victim. Well, it would need to know better. Just a fact, you know. That's the fact. Tumor coins. I must pick even though I have millions, but you know, I must do those things. Did I need tumor scrap metal for something? Probably, but it's too expensive to really carry around. There's so many centurion spiders. This place is crawling with centurion spiders. Here, torch also seems a little bit risky, considering there's so much water. I'm just feeling that when am I plunging into deeper water, but not apparently here at least. Okay. Can I have a torch in hand then, please? Murder hobos. Yeah, Tumor ruins are #1 spots for murder hobos. You should have known better. Yeah, very technological name. It is. Get a feeling guilt about virtual extinction. Yeah. Well, you know, you are the one who is blaming me for it, so how can I not feel guilty when you're doing that? You're blaming me all the way. A rupee, sure. Scrap metals were way too heavy. Fate a 10. Lightning shield and resist shocks might be or would be pretty nice. Well, if I wanna do lightning resistance potions, then I should be picking this up for them just a moment so that I can do some alchemy and make some of those potions if I wish to have some. I think that would be probably the most logical thing to do. So, scrap metal. And then it would be lightning shield and resist shock. Right. So which were the things that did that actually? Lightning shield, resist shock. I remember that we did have something that did that. Yeah, for example, crab meat. Sure. Sure. Created a couple of potions. Then we can even pick some more scrap metals and make even more, right? You do not have any. You do not have any. You have a scrap metal, thank you. Even if I cannot move after that at all, but you know. Fine, let's just craft another one. Some more crab meat, and then the scrap metal. Just go quicker. All the way over here. There's the scrap. There, one more potion. I know plain, I just point out. Normally they'll just refer to as player characters on PCs, very technological. Totally. Yeah, I read RPG net forums, sometimes those names stick. Murder hobos. I guess murder hobos is more of a pen and paper RPG thing. In video games it's a bit more common. In video games it's so common that it doesn't have a name. It does, cliche. Well, maybe if you wanna be saying it like that, I guess. Fine. Let's just get that freaking scrap too. It is good potions. It's good to make some of these lightning shield resistances, considering lightning has been pretty deadly for me, usually speaking. Yay. You are over encumbered because making potions now, which sucks. Did I have something very bad as a potion that would fade too much? How much does these potions even fade then? They must fade quite a bit. Frost shield actually fades quite a bit too. Way more than I would have expected. Well, what do I do with that then? Yeah, this weighs 4.8 for some reason. Well, I guess because it's made of scrap metal, they fade a lot more because of that. Well, I won't be making more of them then, for sure. But what can I then do about it? Should I just drop one of those potions? Just be happy that I at least made one? Why does it have to fade so much? 4.8 one potion. Have you ever drank some liquid that faded this much? Like one little potion fades 4.8? That's a lot. Fine. Fine. Sure, usually you don't put scrap metal into potions, but you know, still. The spin plans were doing that on Discord, but other than that, there's no way. In real life RPG. Yeah, I haven't really, well, in a sort of through the internet in a couple of RPG sessions, sort of, but not really. I ran a short intro campaign, but it's hard to get people to commit. Have you guys seen Harmon Quest? It's great. No, I haven't. Very little. Mostly I just develop campaigns in my mind and never do anything with them. That is one heavy potion. Yeah, and this is heavy potion for sure. Too heavy for me. Not even sure that this place is gonna have a lot more in it, but at least one more chest that we can go on and pick open. And just get some lockpick then to go and pick a lock. Hey, immediately. More trimmer coins. I have millions of these now. Pretty much, I gotta say. So I guess there's no other ways in here than just the way we came from. That's at least from what I can see. Unless there's something up there, but I doubt it. What's that? Is that supposedly something? I doubt it, but I'm still kind of interested, like, maybe that is something. Maybe. Maybe there could be something all the way on top there, even if I doubt it. Okay. What's this? This is just a handy decoration. Guess so. That's a, like, spike. Pipe. Yeah. Well, something engaged me. Where? Where would have something engaged me all of a sudden? That is something I do not quite understand. Where? I do not understand. Where is this enemy supposedly to be? Tell me, where are you so I can try to come and actually fight you? I don't know. Certainly, I have no idea where this enemy is supposedly. How did your online RPGs go? Well, yeah, I had fun. I was first one that I was in was with some friends from the World of Tanks clan. One of them held it, and more of his real-life friends were participating in it, and then another from World of Tanks. And I was a mage, low-level little D&D mage, and I did save the day in a way, at least with sleep a little bit at one point, I'd say. But we went through that so that we got the level ups and so on, but then we basically went through that one campaign through to the end, then it could have continued from there, but we never really continued afterwards. But that one time was fun, and it was through the, what was it? It used the, was it T20 site? I think we used that, T20, something like that. And then of course the other one that you can even go and watch yourself if you wish was the Very Access. He has his own world, created an RPG system. Was it Ilonusia? Something like that. He has his own streaming channel for it, and he has the streams up there where I'm also a player. So it was one a specific setup where me and then 3 others were asked to participate, and I had fun in that for sure. So if you want to go and have a look into that one, on the other hand, in the different world, and yeah, Roll20. That one, we used that one nonetheless. How pen and paper games are played relies heavily on what system you play and who you play with. Of course. So it is. Well, I guess I should take the torch off because I do not trust a torch when we go forth in here, to be completely honest. So, as in when we go backwards into this direction, unless to my knowledge there's not really... Okay, unless we are still around there somewhere. Apparently. What's more familiar group than the Kidde Chat crew? Well, true enough. I haven't got to that side because I'd kinda want to have a familiar group if I try to get into it. Which way was it? Was it that way or the other way? I don't see any other doors than just a way forward always. I think this was the way I came from. Again, I don't see anything else than just one way. And then we are absolutely underwater. Again. Some more water breathing, I'd say, would be in order. Because otherwise we probably will die. I've met a lot of people and I don't like most of them. Yeah, this is a good group for sure. Despite never having met. I, as such, do get along, in my mind at least, with a lot of people. But of course, it's not like you would still want to play with all of those groups. That type of thing. Why are you here? I don't want to have an enemy here waiting for me to arrive back. Actually, can I go here somewhere, or is this a dead end? I guess is the question. Heavy tumor to... Oh, this is also a door actually somewhere. Where is another question. I felt like I was completely stuck there. Okay, well... I was thinking that is this all that there is? But no, it wasn't. Is the sample size big enough? I don't know, at least myself. Seems like you can get up from here. Martyr or bird? Well, it seems that you have drowned at least. A martyr, if you are. As swords. Guess I can pick up some ash swords. They don't fade a lot at least. Like these lighting shields do. There's some more Gex, tumor, barrels or stuff over here. Raw ebony is too heavy. Emerald, I guess I can justify picking that up. Just quick peek into here. Tumor mugs of all kinds. Okay, I guess we're gonna be going and swimming up then. That's a pretty big place. I've actually found most people are kind of cool. They have their annoyances, but mostly cool. And I've met a few people from around the world now. It depends. There's certain type of people that I wouldn't say I would be able to get along that well with, but well, who I wouldn't be able to consider my friends exactly, but otherwise, yeah, I can get along with most. It's just a different question how much you enjoy the company and so on. That then depends. Why is there still this active over here? It's kind of interesting, but is there then nothing else over here? I don't see a way forward, so maybe there isn't. Huh? Guess that's fine. Guess we gotta then just be heading back. As sad as it is. Unfortunately, you are quite dead. For you, unfortunately, it's not really a big deal for me, but I was trying to be nice and all. We do need some more water breathing skill though. Americans, you mean? No. Sorry to Americans in chat. Well, some Americans sure, but so is some other completely different people, so if we are talking like that then it's just in general, just where do I actually get into this thing? It was this, wasn't it? Yeah, this is the heavy door. Good. Apparently there's another droid here somewhere or something. Apparently. Where do you just keep on coming all the time into this place? Don't you see your body's corpse here already? Why can't you just leave me alone? I have no interest in having anything to do with you. Spine region. Yeah, unless I didn't know there's anything else then. There, exactly. Hello, person in the boat. I found one of your possible people there dead, but I cannot really tell you about it, but fine. The northern wind. So would be there be someone that I could actually talk in here who would be interested about him, knowing what has happened to that guy who has actually gone to explore there. What do you want? Nothing too much. I'm just like thinking if you wanna know that one of your guys is dead there. I assume it's one of your guys. I took anything that was important there, or where I could get.
Just don't keep me waiting.
Fine. If you don't want to have anything more to say, then that's fine. Can I rest? Thank you very kindly. I can indeed rest. It's not actually way too dark yet. Then I want to see about this Telvanni area. There's definitely a Telvanni structure. You guys with your benevolent dictatorship, behead them all. Behead him back, sounds good to me, yeah, behead him back, Australians, you mean? Beheading. No, I didn't mean Australians. Doesn't work with retires. I can, like, nationality has nothing to do with it after all. If you get along with someone or not, that has nothing to do with anything, really. Sure, you may have some more common with some people than with others, but, like, otherwise. You guys with your benevolent dictatorship beheadings, yes. Now that guy was my first cousin who I didn't even really like. Okay. Is that a skeleton? Looks like a skeleton. It is a skeleton. Why must someone be smoking? The only bad thing when you have the balcony door open is that sometimes someone too close by smokes, and then it's like, ugh, I would need to get up there and just close the door, so I wouldn't have to be dealing with that, but I'm not gonna be doing that now when I'm here doing this, so I gotta suffer from that then. I don't care otherwise if someone smokes, I just wish that it didn't come to my room, my apartment. Yeah. Oh man. Otherwise I'm okay with people smoking in their balconies and all that, but it's just annoying when it means that it comes then to, or the wind blows it inside my apartment. So that's the part that I got a little bit of a problem with. Maybe this is just a structure that is growing in here. Maybe. Some dog is also barking a lot. I don't know how much that can be heard when it's from outside, basically, kind of far away, but I don't know. Just wondering. Yeah, it doesn't seem that this place has exactly an entrance for us, but it was at least interesting to go and have a look. They definitely would probably like to have a new Telvanni place here. Have to check the boat. Hey, at least there's wind. Can kind of hear Doko now. Well, I wouldn't mind if they actually did stop smoking completely, but oh well. But I don't mind that, but I won't be starting to say that everyone should stop smoking in their balconies. But it's just a problem when there's people that don't smoke, like me, and then I have to be dealing with it when the smoke comes into my apartment without me having really anything to do, or a choice in that if I want to be cool in this freaking place. So then I have to have a door open. So, it's just annoying. You know, Kira. What do I know? Do I know many things? I don't know if I know many things. Maybe you know more, Chim Chim. Maybe you know more than I do. If you had benevolent dictatorship, I don't want to exactly say, well, of course maybe they should be smoking on the side, because there is also the outside here with my apartment, where you can get basically outside the smoke just from the front door. It's not like you usually keep the front door open, so I would prefer smoking from that side, considering it's pretty much the same distance if you go to the balcony or into that outside area like that, because the balcony door is the one that I'll keep open. I don't keep open the front door. It would be kind of weird to be keeping the front door open. All these things wouldn't be a problem. They'd be a law or laws against it. Yeah, totally. Dictatorships for the win. Wait, dictatorships for the win. Wait, what wait, Chim Chim? Dictatorships for the win sounds like a fascist. You don't say, Chim Chim. You don't say. As such, is there no dictatorships that are not fascist? Is my question to you, on the other hand, that are all dictatorships necessarily fascist dictatorships? Aren't there also communist dictatorships? Just asking. Or that used to be, or supposedly supposed to be communists. Just like, does just simply, if we are talking about dictatorship, does it just automatically always mean that it is supposedly fascist? I think fascist is the same as dictatorship. Well, why would we have two words for the same thing then? Why is dictatorship then the same thing or the same meaning as fascist? Except one is shorter and harder to spell. I'm not quite sure about that. I ain't quite sure about that. But I think that, like, if we are talking about Stalin, for example, or Mao's communist state was supposed to be very communistic. I wouldn't still say exactly that that was a communism that was fascist. It was a dictatorship, yes, but was it fascist? It didn't try to be exactly fascist. You don't need to apologize for English, Kire. I didn't try to apologize for English, Jim Jim, but okay, if I did, I'm sorry that I apologize for English. Anyways. Alrighty, let's just do a little save. Put the sword here, and I actually thought of going with the sheep. Of course, I can always still change that, can't I? Maybe I want to go with the ship because I'm kind of creeped out by these twins. I want a ship. I want a ship that can fly through the airs. Would it be possible here to make a ship levitate? I assume yes. There should be a ship that levitates. And you could sail on the winds. I think that would be good and cool. I would like it anyways. Doesn't fascism in a nutshell mean ruling with violence? Since from reading the first few lines of Wikipedia, that ruling with violence. Yeah, but then if it's ruling with violence, it doesn't necessarily mean it's, after all, a dictatorship. Ruling with fascism then would be, if we are thinking that it's with violence, then couldn't it be just more people who would be ruling it with that way, or a certain specific group that has decided that their way is the correct way, rather than one individual who would be the dictatorship? Like, which was Hitler actually, he was elected, for example, into his position. For sure, at least originally. I don't know. I haven't looked that closely, but I just personally wouldn't associate fascism and dictatorship automatically to be just one and the same thing, personally from my mind, but it's not like I have actually studied it, at least for a long time, properly. Se oli hyvin ympäripyörästi sanottu. That fascism is a dictatorship expressly against democracy. They claim to be communistic, but they are not. Communism is a non-attainable dream. I know, that they are not exactly communistic then, because if we would be talking about true communism, then indeed there would be no one who would be in charge, which is pretty much a pipeline dream. But just as an idea, I don't think that you should still be exactly saying that it's a fascist place. Because they still were thinking of trying to do, for example, the ideas that taking away from the rich to the poor and trying to relocate wealth in that way, which I don't think exactly belongs, on the other hand, into a fascist society, even if it's done the wrong way. But, anyways, I know, right? Smiles and nods, all of this. Also totalitarianism, and yeah, Hitler actually persuaded even the communist parties of that time, as far as I know. Well, Germany was in a bad times, of course. Hey guys, is this politics? Seems like politics. It is. I'm not sure if this is politics or history. A little bit of both. Smells like politics. Politics/history. It is still, we're not exactly talking about the modern day politics, so in that sense it's kind of more historical, but of course it's still political too. I don't see. Maybe it was in this other ship. Can I talk to you? Can you take me some new place? Yeah. Travel to Tel Oda. Thank you. I wanna see this fancy new Telvanni area. It's kind of big looking, at least, as we travel into here. So now we are at Tel Oda, not there, all the way over here. A little bit more to the south, on the coast. Definitely looks like a Telvanni place. I do think that we could probably be ending for Morrowind here, though. We have played actually for about 3 hours, so I think that's good enough of a time. And as such, politics and history doesn't really have anything to do with Morrowind world, even remotely. So there is that. I should have got more beer. Just my point of view, anyways, that they don't exactly just mean one and one. There's dictatorships that I don't know if they're really fascist dictatorships, unless you really want to be saying that they are, but I wouldn't personally think so. Anyways, do you have anything else, James? Nothing remotely? Yeah, I have rum and vodka. Well, hey, you can eat, drink rum or vodka or both. Whatever you wish. Whatever you may wish. We shall be leaving here for the day. I shall be saving. And apologies if we went to political discussions, but, well, it's just my point of views. On the other hand, I've been thinking lately that I shouldn't be afraid to state my opinions nonetheless, because that kind of... It's just... I kind of think that it's wrong if you cannot. Hey, is there two of you there too? Is this a place of duplicates?
Quickly, Outlander.
Don't worry.
Quickly, Outlander. I haven't much time.
I don't know what to say. These guys are everywhere, and there's always a duplicate. They're always identical twins that do the same business next to each other. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure what to think about that either. That's fine. It's been over a lot of subjects in these streams. Yeah, we have been. I think your opinions are interesting as previously established. Yeah, you can absolutely state your opinions, and really we probably all agree in most things. Most things, yes, probably. I think all of your opinions are interesting. Interesting at the very least, chat. So please feel free to state them. But yeah, I think that's still important for more than a few reasons, that you can talk freely and openly about whatever you wish, even if they are about politics. I'm okay with not agreeing. Yeah, that is totally fine, as long as you're relatively like a polite-ish. You don't have to be rude about your opinions, or I understand that, especially if then on the other hand someone else is rude, it's easy to be rude yourself, but I would still, well, personally I am not, because I think that then I would be going into the like the same level as someone else if they are being rude, and how am I any better then if I am acting the same manner of way? So yeah, civility is the rule of thumb, yes. But yeah, so that's just how I work, even if I'm working with or dealing with duplicates in this world full time and all the ways. But anyways, but okay, we shall be ending Morrowind here now. Thank you everyone for watching some more Morrowind. I haven't found anything political we disagree about yet. I'm sure we could find something. Yeah, I have still looked quite a bit into some of the political stuff. I don't like, for example, if we would really want to go into starting fires and so on, we would be talking about specifically our opinions about Trump. But well, to be honest, I don't, well, if I want to be saying a little bit about it, I don't think he's as bad as some certain outlets want to portray him as, but it's not like he's the best in the world either. But I do think it's very understandable why he was voted into power, because there is, well, for example, if we look into Hillary's campaign, it was that you should stand with her just because, like, she's a woman, which isn't a good reason to be standing with someone. Or shouldn't you be more importantly looking into what their actual opinions are about things and so on, and not just, okay, well, that's a woman, hey, we gotta have a woman president just because woman. It's not a good reason at all. So that's my opinion about that. But yeah, I don't exactly like Trump either. I don't think either options were great, but well, it is as it is now. But yeah, I do think that he is portrayed often in a very, 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 very negative light, even more so than he necessarily would have to. But whatever. It's not like we live in the USA, so it's not really my business anyways. And by the end of stream, I mean Vampire pre-stream. Vampire pre-stream, as in at least then next time Vampire the Masquerade. He is pretty dumb though. Well, he does post a lot in Twitter, and as such, if we are talking about dumbness, there can be a lot of dumb people. I'm not sure how intelligent I would consider Hillary being. And she also has had a lot of opinions that have changed over the years, which is fair. Of course, your opinions can change, but what is the qualification? How do you consider who is dumb and who isn't and all that? Of course, I don't agree with all of his opinions for sure, because, for example, environmental factors is something that I don't agree with. But of course, as such, in Scandinavia, we are already just looking, or Scandinavia/Nordics, we are immediately worried about climate change when even dandelions or some flowers start to be growing too soon and early on, which I saw in the Scandinavia and the World comics as a kind of funny comic. So like the stuff with the Queen of England, like that got on camera cringing. Yeah, I can understand that. Hillary isn't great, but Trump is worse than nothing at all. But yeah, it's a crazy thing. I actually haven't kept up with Trump being around at all. Yeah, I don't remember what he now then would have said about Queen of England. I looked more how he visited here in Finland and met with Trump. And there was a lot of in the news about looking how they met and handshaked and everything. So I did look into that. You gotta do the minimum necessary to engage with other countries if you're the president. He didn't seem to, at least from the magazines that I saw, do that badly here in Finland. Like, doing okay with our president and then otherwise so. But of course he is something that is just something that a lot of people meme about anyway, so... But yeah, I don't... But if I would think that I would have been in the USA and would have voted, or would have wanted to vote about the presidency, I probably would have voted either to a third person, or I would have left completely without voting, because I didn't like either of the options really. So, and then on the other hand, there were some people that were complaining or blaming Trump's election on people that didn't want to vote either, because then it's like, oh God, you did such a horrible thing because you didn't vote for Hillary, which is very silly. Like, I can't make up my own decision that I don't want to be voting in something like that then, for example. So, and yeah, I don't think that the party system is good. Yeah, but the British, they have all these rules. Oh no, this conference here was the worst. Yeah, well, I was looking at what all was at least read in the papers or wrote into the papers about, okay, did he do the domination thing in the handshake? No, he didn't. And so on and forth, which was very strange. But of course there was also a lot of then people who were doing the protest and such, which I guess is fine. If you wish to do a protest against Trump, that's fine. But on the other hand, he wasn't also welcomed into Britain very nicely, at least in London. I think they had the full balloon thing that was Trump, very bad way of Trump in there. So it's not like that is a very polite thing to do either, and it was allowed still by the mayor of that place, the London mayor, if I recall correctly. So it's not like everyone else in the politics are always doing the best choices or the best political moves. Like, if you consider, would that be allowed in most or about most other people? Probably not, or it would be looked as more rudely than it is when it is about Trump. Because Trump is the specific person that everyone, so to speak, hates, or most people do. But anyways, as said before, I understand why he still got elected. I wouldn't have voted for anyone if I would have been in the USA at the time to have to vote for Trump or Hillary. So, just my point of view. Party system has really gone bad in the US, that is for sure. US to be more specific. I get the hard handshaking thing is kind of bullshit. I don't follow Finnish news at all, but I follow the stuff in other ways. Yeah, I haven't usually followed the news much here in Finland either, but I decided this time to actually buy the magazine to read the special edition about that meeting between, about Trump visiting here and that meeting stuff. I found it kind of interesting to go and have a look what the magazines have decided to write about it. But also kind of, how has literally every other leader from every other nation gotten it, but not Trump? That's it, though. What Prince Philip says whenever he goes anywhere. Well, as said, it's not like everyone else in the world is perfect, so it's not like, as said, he can be critiqued and all that, but just sometimes it seems a little bit like everyone just specifically wants to be putting Trump in to be the worst of all, when it's not like some others don't do silly things too, or dumb things, if we could say so. I do watch Stephen Colbert's show and Sean Oliver. Both are liberal, but it's the only way the news aren't too depressing. Well, I can't. Sometimes I really can't watch the liberal shows because kind of I find them, on the other hand, a little bit depressing when they just spout the information in that way, because I do have to say that I think that most of the really big media is very leftist. I maybe would have been more like that back in the day, but well, basically I started to look more from other direction too when there was one person on my YouTube channel who asked my opinion about Gamergate back in the day. And I understand that Gamergate is something that many people think just about being sexist, but I don't think that's the case, at least if you honestly look into it. It's easy to say that, yeah, it was just 100% sexist thing, but I really wouldn't be able to agree with that. And because it is still specifically said that it is a sexist thing, I'm a lot more critical about those type of very leftist media because, yeah, I've been in a lot of gaming communities. I haven't experienced those sort of things that a lot of females complain about, and I wouldn't want to be treated any differently than anyone else. So yeah, it's just it's kind of old news at this point, Gamergate, and it's not like I want to be talking about it more, but that's where I started to look into things from a little bit different perspective. Anyways. But yeah, of course, I can understand it being depressing, but absolutely should keep your own brain in it. Yeah, like, I think that's the one important thing that schools also should always do. They should teach you not what is the right thing to think, but teach you how to think and to think what is correct and right for yourself, and to logically look to things, and not just that, hey, this is the world it is, by the way, you should believe this way, this is how it is. Not I do think that especially in the USA, it's very often nowadays that the schools don't seem to be working as they should, actually, to make people think for themselves. So, well, thank you, Team Jim, for the share. Politics be critical sheeple, yes, but yeah, you gotta think for yourself. School system is not good at the moment, it doesn't work. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it is quite that bad in Finland, but I have looked into some of the school systems, and I do think still that it may be going in a little bit wrong direction here too at times. Or especially when I looked into the journalism school here in Oulu, I was a little bit critical about it. It felt very, very, very leftist, and I guess that's why the media overall is so leftist, because most people that go into those schools or teach in those schools are left themselves, and then all the future media and so on is left, more often so anyways. So I guess that's part of the reason, and then there's not really a lot of different opinions set in there, and so on. At least that's what picture I got from the outside. So you are supposed to have the best. Yeah, you are supposed to be the best. I've said this before, but school system is definitely up for a change. Yeah. Be critical, yeah. They say it's the best, but I've never believed that. Yeah, even if it's true, there is some major improvements to be made. Yeah, definitely. Of course, there's also Finnish school system also otherwise works differently than in many other countries. So it probably could be considered that maybe it should be changed. Also, if we think about the school system overall, I'm not sure if we even should consider having separate schools for female and males, just for the very fact that males in general do learn a little bit differently than females, even though I kind of like having the school for all. But the fact is, at the moment, females are doing better in school overall, or still a little bit better than males, so that is a problem. So it's not exactly perfect. Of course, some of those are something that is tried to be figured out and fixed, but maybe I don't know if they are then tried to be fixed from the right direction. That's also a good question. It also happened that some media that used to be seen as Central Party is now seen as leftist, yes. Seemingly because right-wing has become a little more pronounced. Leftist bias, yes. Asian studies degrees, I found it quite balanced, but I guess it was taken about developing nations. Plus, it's a very different time nonetheless, Jim, when you were, and in all reality you have been very leftist, even if you are critical now, but you still, like, if I, on the other hand, go to the feminism, I've never considered myself feminist personally. And I do think it is an incorrect statement to be advertising, for example, that if you believe in equality, you're a feminist, because I don't think any ideology owns some specific concept, for example, an equality concept. And if we are looking to the little party that is being established here in Finland, to the feminist party, I wouldn't agree with the stuff they are doing, and it's mostly just about women's rights in that feminist party. And then it's of course the question that some say that feminism is this way, or this is what the correct feminism is about, but feminism is also so fractioned that there's been a lot of different type of groups in feminism already for a long time, so there's not really one feminism from my point of view. There's a lot of different groups that believe different things, and if someone just simply says to you that they are feminists, you don't really know what they actually believe until you discuss with them a little bit more, so I wouldn't think that it would be a very useful terminology. They feed off of one another. I don't believe in separate schools. I don't either believe in them, but the fact is that one gender at the moment is doing worse, however. So there would be something that could be looked into or tried to find a better way, nonetheless. And I understand the feminism is cancer sentiment. Correct feminism, but yeah, I just talked a few days ago to one guy who said that he talked to one feminist and who told him about what a true feminism is. But to me, it's a little bit silly sentiment to just say that, okay, this is the true feminism, and these are then not true feminism. How can, because when on the other hand you talk to someone else who believes differently about feminism and you ask them, they will say that this is the true feminism. So what is supposed to be the true feminism? It's just, I personally said I wouldn't be able to consider that. I don't really believe in political parties or left-right wing politics, seeing how some people in their own party are kind of forced to believe things they don't really believe in just because that is the way of the party. You're doing it wrong. Feminist as a term is kind of well, we live in a time of fourth wave feminism. It's different each wave. Yeah, and it's not just each wave. You're not in music. Okay. Sorry. What is the SR anyways? What is it supposed to do? Because I don't have a lot of things established here in the streams. But anyways, I can believe what feminism has become. I really don't remember it being like it when I was a child. Yeah, definitely when we were kids. I didn't think that negatively of it. Song requests. Sorry. I don't have a lot of those type of things enabled in here. But yeah. It definitely wasn't quite like that in the 90s. Still, 90s was definitely a very different time than it is now, for sure. So, at least from my point of view, and as such, if we consider games, there's been always, or well, in the RPG games, you usually have always been able to choose if you play a female character or a male character, pretty much everywhere. Even from what I remember, there was the Final Fantasy III, which actually would be possible to be said that it was a pretty progressive game, because you were actually able to change your gender to be other and not just a male or female, which is very strange, interesting, but strange. So yeah, just those things usually aren't something that then people who want to be criticizing games will usually look into. Feminism now makes no sense in so-called Western world. It depends, of course, a little bit what you would exactly look in it, but yeah, mostly I would agree at least. I think an ideology can still exist and it can try to look into things still from a certain perspective. However, they kind of have so many, like, they start to be trying to fix about some such silly little things, and then there's the concepts of mansplaining and such, which are just why. There are things to fix in terms of equality, but it doesn't need a better brand. Well, of course, here, for example, the army is one of the best things that could be the examples of what would need to be fixed, but of course it's more of a thing that should be equal in a way than that men here in Finland especially will have to be committing to 1 year of service when they are young into the military, when females don't have to. Go try to be a feminist in Muslim countries. Yeah, I can understand that too. But yeah, that nainen edellä vaikka heikolle jää. Kidea. Ajatukseni yes. Heikolle jäälle. There is a saying in Finnish, which I can translate, but there's basically the saying in Finnish also that woman first, even to thin ice. That is the saying in Finnish, which you could consider a chauvinist way of saying, but as such, if you do open a way and let women always pass first, then as such, the concept could go to the idea of also going to thin ice first. As such, women usually don't fade as much, at least if you're talking about really if they would hunt together in a group. So maybe in there it could also work better that way. But anyways, there are things that need to be fixed, yes. I believe humanity needs a fix, like a nuclear fix, says Grublord. Maybe, possibly. Thanks for the follow. I can't really say that, but anyways, thank you for the follow nonetheless. Entered here for Morrowind gameplay, ended up talking about feminism just a little bit, but yeah. I was anyways planning to end, but as I said previously, on the other hand, I do think one should be able to talk freely what they believe, and this is the end of the stream anyways, so it's more at least appropriate in this point than it would be in the middle of a stream, but we talk about all sort of things in here, really. That happens sometimes. People don't have to think of everything so critically. Like, sure, like, personally, I am a pretty critical person about myself and so on, but it depends. Sometimes it can be quite negative to be critical, especially if you don't actually look into yourself, how you can better yourself, but think that how others have to be better in themselves. Specifically that, okay, you are treating me wrong or some such, and then not actually trying to find a way. Is that a ship, actually? I have to go and check that out, because that seems to be moving. I find it very strange. Is that some sort of also... not Karka, but that's some other bug that can actually take you somewhere else. But I'm getting stuck. I didn't notice, or I thought that this was just a hill first, but it's definitely a bug. Interesting. Well, that would be an interesting boat. Or boat ride to take. Kind of a shame that you can't see yourself actually riding with it. Where does it take you? Where can you take me with this bug? Lothanis and Port Telvanis. Port Telvanis is all the way over in there, at least. So that would be a long way to go with this. Well, I guess it could probably be a pretty swift travel. But, yeah. But it's good that we can talk about it. It's good to question things, yes. And kind of that's partially why I like to be doing, like to talk also, because I want to make other people maybe also think who might not have thought about those things before. So I think it's good. Anyways. Phew, I'm glad Scraplord brought up the nuclear option. Yeah, we could talk about North Korea now. Yeah, sure. Let's go for it. I don't really have that much to say about North Korea personally, but if you guys want to say something about it, do go ahead. Say whatever you wish. Anyways, I do say, okay, I've been recording this whole thing into there, but hey, someone who just wants to watch the Morrowind can quit watching and in the stream then later on at that point, but those who still stayed in here, also in the stream, and in the YouTube later on when I actually put this up there. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed some Morrowind, and also political discussions here at the end, but I shall be calling it here now. And thank you for watching, and next Friday we shall be continuing with Morrowind, maybe with politics too, but probably we did cover a lot of the things now, so we don't have to be discussing that. Anyways, thank you very kindly, and see you next time for more in Morrowind.